Oh, I got Carlotta and Donna coming in. Yay.
Nope.
There she is, Carlotta. Donna. So I went with my forest Christmas nymph thing going on.
Wow.
And I got my special Christmas glass of eggnog with organic spiced rum in it.
Wow.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
kind of early.
I need to make my
I'm on boring lemonade because I still got to go and put Auntie Frankie to bed in a bit.
Let's see, Kathy, what do you got going on there? What's your hat? A little snowman?
Oh, it's a little Santa snowman typey guy.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And it has,
and Claudine's got what?
Oh, this is my dog collar.
Oh, very cute. Oh, very cute.
I have another one.
Very good.
my other dogs. So I got 2 dogs here. Anyway.
So is the music too loud? Is it good? Is it perfect?
Can't hear it now.
I can't hear it.
It's just in the background. Hello. Hey, Carlotta.
It should.
No.
I'm telling you.
Technology is so great, huh?
I love it.
At least you can navigate it. I'm just like,
Yeah, what would we do without Zoom, right?
I know.
It kept us alive the last 2 years.
All right. Should be back
now
on.
we hear it.
Nope,
now we hear it. Mm-hmm.
All right. We're cooking.
Here's Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Hey.
Here's Carlotta. We see Donna. Hey, Donna. How you doing, girlfriend?
I'm great. How are you?
All right.
I'm going to put my little hat on.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Yay.
Hi, Kathy.
And I got biscotti that I just got sent over from my aunt. So
nice.
Some kind of a snack, even though I can't talk and do snacks at the same time.
My aunt used to make biscotti also, but she's long gone now. So I have to buy them.
That's my mom's favorite treat.
I love it.
And
My coffee. Oh, that's the bomb.
Yeah.
She dunks them.
That's one of my favorite things about the holidays.
Yeah.
Not that we can't make them other times, but it's just special at the holiday.
Yeah. Very special.
They're not easy to make. You have to cook them twice or something.
Yep.
It takes like a while. Definitely. There's Connie.
I like the pizzelli, but I haven't done it forever.
Hey, Connie, how's your shoulder?
My shoulder?
Oh, wasn't it like you that? Was it you or Kathy who broke the shoulder?
Oh, that's Carrie.
It's
Carrie.
Carrie's good. Yeah.
It was someone who started with the C.
I know. I can't keep everybody straight. And I wake up.
I made tea
to go in my new Santa look at.
Oh, cute.
Very good.
Very cute. I was going to say, Kathy, it might get easier since we see each other. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I don't know all of you. I've loved the cards, all the cards that are coming. It's great. But it's like, who are you? now at least we can see each other.
I haven't sent my other cards out yet. They're right behind the laptop here.
Okay. I mean, we know a few of us know each other from Philadelphia, and Connie and I live near each other in California. We belong to SF Bay Area Peakers and NorCal Peakers. And Carlotta we met also at the King George Inn.
Veronica.
And Veronica also, yeah.
And Veronica,
She's the first one I met a few years ago, and we went hiking together, and then that was the beginning of my story with MPC. That was cool. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm still. It helps to have the Zoom and faces to go with the name.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
At one point when I was new to all this, I watched a broadcast of some what do you call it? Con, like a Comic-Con, whatever, and somebody got up to the mic and the woman said, "Hi, Sam, I'm a peaker." And I'm thinking, what on earth is a peaker?
Yep.
I haven't done that yet.
Now that everybody can hear everybody, and we have 7 here, so I was going to wait till 2:45 to start something, but I'm going to open with a little video to share. I have a video to open and a video to close. Nice. So our first video is a little something something from somebody we might recognize.
The
So,
game was good. So the video, I'm looking forward to that.
all right.
I want to see this Mad Lib that I just looked at the list and there's no way I could do that.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, no, that was definitely a
But that was only
fun.
that's
The brain
only
teaser.
like 1/7 of the entire story.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I thought,
That's a
how
long
did
time.
Angela do this?
that's going to be very funny. I enjoyed doing that. I was an LA teacher, so it was kind of fun, but I didn't know what a nominalized
No.
abstract noun
I had to
was.
look
I had to
that right
that
up.
Well, something
I
something
guess.
into a noun.
All right.
I taught German and English, and I'm still not sure I got them all right.
Yeah.
I doubt I did.
Angela, Eagles are 10-6.
Oh, okay, great.
East
No,
Coast.
I'm
Actually,
just
I'm from New
pleased
York.
that Argentina beat France, seeing as France beat us.
There
Oh,
you go. That was a pretty exciting finish. That was a really,
yes. That
Down
was
to the
best
wire
part.
with the penalties, wasn't it?
yeah.
It was fun to watch. Here we go. Screen sharing. We've all been made little. Hey, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Oh, I love this.
Cutie pie.
'Twas the night before Christmas,
Ah, yes.
Outlander style.
Yeah.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the big house, not a creature was wandering, not even Jamie's spouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney up high, in the hopes that come Yuletide they would all be quite dry. Claire in her skin and Jamie side grin had just settled down for a long winter's spin, when out on the lawn there arose such a ruckus that Jamie sprang from the bed and said, "Ach, was that fuckus!" Away to the window he flew like a flash, thinking, "Aye, it was just yesterday I had Claire on this sash." He looked back at Claire and gave her a wink, though, as well as we know Jamie, it was more of a blink. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the lustre of midday to the objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a bunch of Highlanders, a sight to see and hear. With Angus and Rupert so lively and quick, I knew in a moment that Dougal would be here on the quick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and Dougal whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Angus, now Rupert, now William, Ned, on Ian, on Geordie, on Simon and Fred, to the edge of the loch, to the top of the wall. Now on your way, on your way, on your way all. As dry leaves are before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, their bellies full of whiskey, and with some murder too. And then in a twinkling I heard them all hoot, the stomping and scuffing of each massive boot. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Murta came with a bound. He was dressed all in tartan, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of Sassenach whiskey he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, oh, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stainless steel flask he held tight in his teeth, and the vapours encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He seemed grumpy and drunk, right crotchety old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, went straight to his work, and filled all the whiskey glasses, and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his horse, to his lads gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." And it was in that very moment that Jamie did know that his Christmas would be warm in spite of the snow, for Jamie had everything he could ever need: a wandering spouse, family, and of course his trusty steed. He had William, Fergus, Marsali, young Ian and Bree, Jemmy, Germaine, Mandy, Joni and Felicity. With Faith and Henri Christian never far from his heart. He even thought of bloody Roger as part of his cart. Also Jenny and Ian and all of their brood. He very much loved his dear sister, even with her stern mood. There was also his very good friend, Lord John Grey, who more often than not had saved Jamie's day. While Jamie was thinking, Mrs. Fitz did appear. Was that jolly St. Marta that I did hear? I nodded my head as I gave her a smirk. He's drunk more of the whiskey, the bloody great jerk. She tisked several times and then shook her head. Where are the weans? Still asleep in their bed. Jamie smiled as he thought of the bairns safe and warm, dreaming of presents they'll open by morn. So it was then that Jamie and Mrs. Fitz filled the stockings with care, and when they were finished, a dram they did share. With a smile, a nod, and a Merry Christmas to all, Jamie decided to go wake his wife, and yes, he was skipping down the hall. And while Jamie and Claire celebrated their love, Angus was very drunk, and Rupert had lost his glove. Dougal was ranting and raving, it was quite a sight to see, and St. Marta was smiling, telling the whole story to a bee.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo, Tim.
Yay.
Very nice.
Yay. He's such a good actor. I love him.
Welcome,
Love
Rupert.
Love that.
What you got? What you got on your head there, girlfriend?
Trees.
More antlers.
Oh, nice.
Christmas trees.
Nice. I'm a winter fairy nymph in my little holiday thingy.
Beautiful.
So I
That
think
was
that
great.
was a little way to open our little festivities here. And so, whoa, who's this? Horse? I don't have. This doesn't have a name, so it's a surprise.
Surprise guest.
Horse
mystery guest.
77062.
Two.
And,
Wow.
and let's see who you are. 47062. I have no mic neither. Okay, let's see. It's Barb, I think. Is that Barb? Barb, you
Yes.
put your name
Yes.
on the little thingy, so you were a mystery.
Oh, did it? It never had
There
it.
she is.
It
Hi,
says
Barb.
4776062.
Oh, that okay. I'm gonna see if I can change that. That was our
And
passcode.
who is this mystery person
Yeah.
coming in?
Let's see.
So I'm going to put our shared music back on.
Barb, if you go to the
I
three
better.
little dots.
I better
Go
go
to the-
out and come back in.
No. You don't need to do that. Go to the three little dots up at the top,
Oh, three little
Click on
dots.
that. And it should say rename.
Oh, got it. Right there. Got it. Honey, I need you to come to my house and tutor me.
I do
Connie's
this
like
all
the
day
pro.
long.
Connie's the pro.
Yay! Yay!
For the last 2 years, this is how I've worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she became an expert by necessity, right?
Necessity, yeah.
is right. Yeah.
All right, so I'm in between each of my little things that I planned. I'm gonna do like where I throw a question out to you. It's just kind of like little icebreaker questions to kind of get like your thoughts on different things, and then we'll kind of do that in between. And then we'll have time where you guys can tell me like your funny story of holiday or your significant story of holiday. So we'll do that in a little bit too. I want to wait till we have some more people. So first question for you guys. If you had to live inside of a holiday movie, which would you choose and why?
Inside of a holiday, what?
A holiday movie.
Movie.
Oh.
Oh.
Should we type our questions? Answers?
No, just tell me.
Oh.
There's only
Christmas
seven.
story.
There's only
Oh,
9
sure.
of us in the room, so
So I just watched The Holiday last night, so I've decided that that's what I would do.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I would be with Jude Law.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Jude Law.
It's
A Christmas
Italy
story.
one.
A Christmas Story, and
Yeah,
why?
but I would I just love that movie.
Mhm.
It's like a tradition. We watch it every year. And Darren McGavin just reminds me of my dad. I mean, it was 50s. I grew up in the 50s.
Mhm.
It's just, and I love when the furnace, is exploding and blowing up. It's a lot of fun. But if I could, I would love to be in Love Actually and be with Colin Firth.
Me,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
That's why I
Yeah.
said Princess for Christmas.
Oh, that was so bad.
Oh.
That was so bad.
Might as well
Terrible
go
movie.
for the
Right.
the man
Yep.
himself, right? For
Yeah.
A Princess for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think the explanation of why is obvious, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Am I still blinking? Because this thing turns off.
Yeah.
on- Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you are.
cool. So,
Well, I'd like to be
anyone
in Love
else?
Actually and work at number 10 with Hugh Grant.
Yeah, there you go.
How about you, Carlotta?
There
Okay.
you are.
Okay.
So, what movie would you be in if you had a choice, Carlotta?
You're asking the wrong person. I'm not into holiday movies.
No,
I couldn't
So,
pick
Scrooge, right?
one. I mean,
then you're in Scrooge.
I could watch Sam's
Little-
Princess for Christmas or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a given.
Who hasn't answered?
I like White Christmas with Bing Crosby. Is it Bing
Oh, that's a
Crosby?
good one. That's
It's
a good
old.
one.
Oh, you look pretty today, Ruth.
Thank you. It's a new
New
wig.
Ruth.
Beautiful.
Very fancy.
Your hair and yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
See my ball. Here.
Okay, I'll do one more and then I think I can move to
I know.
my
I guess I have to
our
switch my
first
dice.
trivia. I was trying to wait.
While you're doing that, I guess I would be ultra sappy and be in It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
That's my all-time favorite. I adore it. I still cry.
Yeah.
Would you believe
Another
I have
one I
never
love it.
seen it?
Really?
oh, yeah.
I know I need to watch it. I've never
What's
seen it.
everybody drinking today? Is anybody? I just see Connie pouring. So what's everybody drinking today? What is your libation of choice?
Peppermint
Flavored
tea.
water.
Oh, yeah,
Flavored
mine's
water?
flavored water with electrolytes.
Flavored water.
Flavored water.
Yeah.
I'm so boring. It's decaf tea.
Decaf tea. Anybody actually have anything like alcoholic?
Oh,
Right
Barbara.
here.
Barb?
That's
Donna
enough.
does.
That's
Cessna.
enough.
Right here.
Sassenach?
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Donna,
There we go. All right,
Mama.
Debbie.
Yay.
Nice.
I know that Lisa was saying she was going to do spiked eggnog too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's only 12. It's not even 12 o'clock here, so I didn't.
No, yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
right,
Oh, it's
right.
I've been sick.
plenty late here. I just
All right,
put a little in my tea.
Yeah. Liz
If
is
money,
late for
if
Liz.
money was no object, what would you ask for Christmas?
Oh, man.
Oh,
My backyard redone.
my cabin rebuilt. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
The kitchen finished
Hard
and the decking done. Yeah.
Yeah.
New windows at the back.
Exactly.
How about a cottage, a summer cottage in one of the beautiful islands in Scotland?
Yes,
Oh,
and
there
I
you
would
go.
come with you. We would do
Yes,
it like
and you're
together.
all
That was my
invited.
choice.
Yeah, big enough for us all
I
to be
said a
there.
month-long trip to Scotland.
Everybody's
Scotland was the
invited.
first thing that came to mind, but then I thought, yeah, but then it'll be over.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
you'd have a lot of great memories.
Yeah.
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 Share it, yeah.
A villa in the south of France.
Oh, nice.
Ah.
I like that.
We're going
Okay.
all no option, no money.
Travel,
Right.
travel, travel. That's what
I
I'd
need a
like.
passport
and
if we're going to
everything,
travel.
Mm.
I haven't got a valid passport, so I need to get that sorted.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so one person, did you guys think of a story you wanted to share?
I did.
Who did?
Funny
I
one?
did.
Who's this? Who's? Okay.
Okay,
Connie.
Connie, you go first, hon.
So, when we were kids, I have a younger sister and a younger brother, but my sister and I shared a bedroom, so we had bunk beds, and every Christmas, of course, Santa doesn't wrap his presents, right?
No.
In my house,
Uh-huh.
they
No.
didn't wrap the present. So every year, my sister would sneak out, run into the living room, and come back and tell me what I got for Christmas.
Oh no.
And the memory that sticks in my mind is when one year, and we still talk about it. One year, she goes out there, she comes back, and she goes, "You got roller skates for Christmas." And of course, I did get roller skates, but something about that surprise being ruined. But my sister, who's 4 years younger than me, she's for years after that, that's what she continued to do.
And did you go out and just totally like win an Emmy for your performance of not knowing, or did you
No,
just?
I went out and cried. I went
Huh?
out and cried because I didn't know, because she spoiled my surprise.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I would have cried too.
That was when we were quite young. I mean, well, Lori's 4 years younger than me, so I must have been maybe 10 or 11 at the time.
mhm.
Yeah.
Connie, our house had a door between the bedrooms and the living room, and there were 7 kids. So my dad used to put a sticker, like I don't know, like in.
Were you the oldest or the youngest, Carlotta?
I'm the oldest.
Oh, okay.
My brother calls us by numbers. I'm number 1.
Ah, well, that's good. Well, that's cute. That's good.
And so he would know when you open that door.
Yeah,
right?
we opened. So heaven help the child who broke the seal.
Right. Yeah.
We did that
Funny.
as advisors for student council when we had kids staying in a motel.
Mhm.
Any motels at all, we always put
Oh,
masking
yeah,
tape.
yeah.
And their parents were going to have to come and get them if that masking tape was broken.
Right.
And it
Wow.
never happened.
Wow.
I sponsored lots of trips and never thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's my sister's favorite story to tell about.
Yeah.
I'll tell mine after we do this first round of trivia. So, does everybody have paper and pencil? We have
no.
3 rounds.
Wait,
That's enough.
No.
3 rounds of trivia. 15 questions.
I'm back in a
each.
sec.
are we supposed to raise it up like this?
Huh?
Drop my
Are we going to
computer.
raise up our answer?
No, I'm gonna just. I
Oh.
thought about doing different things,
Honor?
games and stuff, and then I just did the heck with it. I'm just gonna do the questions, and then we'll go over the answers, and we'll see who
Okay.
did well.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
Now, these are not all going to be just like cushy questions. They're going to be a mix of, whatever. Some you probably might know. Some will be tricky, because we want to challenge.
the tricky
you guys are smart
Madeline?
lassies, so don't get all freaked out. It's for fun.
Yeah.
So each one has a couple like what I call history and culture Christmas questions, which is just general like history type of things or cultural things. And then the rest are Outlander related.
Okay.
The ones that are Outlander related, unless otherwise stated, because I do have one or two that is otherwise stated, but unless otherwise stated, they're book answers. Okay, so they're from the books. Oh, Anita's here. Yay!
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Make sure you take off your mute.
Hi, how are you doing? Happy Merry Christmas.
I see her name, not
I see your name.
I can hear her.
Hi,
Hello,
Hi.
Anita.
can you hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you, but we can't see you.
No, my head's a mess.
Oh, okay, no worries.
We don't care.
We don't care.
We don't care, right?
No
Yeah.
judgment here.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Y'all
Well,
have silly hats on.
yeah.
That was okay. So Anita, is she still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So just so you know, we're about to start our first round of trivia.
Mhm.
So it's 15 questions. So if you have a piece of paper handy, just write your answers for each, and then we'll go over them afterwards. Okay.
Okay, let me try and find a pen. Hold on.
All right. No problem.
We're so well behaved.
I know.
You get stars. You get a star for being a good girls.
Nobody would have to tape our doors shut.
Yeah.
No.
I think my sister's getting payback now because the kids all run out and, her kids, she has young kids.
Yeah.
They all run out and do the
Karma.
same thing. Yeah. Karma. Yeah.
Gonna have to
Right.
wrap her presents or something.
But I think now she wraps the presents. She doesn't leave
Okay.
any unwrapped, which I think, I don't know. To me, that was always the tradition. Santa
Yeah.
doesn't
I
wrap
always
presents.
did that. I always left the unwrapped for the
Mhm.
the Santa-ish things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah.
the same.
Hey,
Selena.
Selena.
Hey,
Everyone.
Selena.
Look at- She's got her little stars. Very cute.
I borrowed this from Jasmine.
yes, yes.
Is she there?
No, I dropped her home this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're about to start trivia. If you want to grab a piece of paper and a pen.
Hang on.
Connie, it's my dog barking now, not yours.
My dogs went for a walk.
Oh,
Oh,
They
nice.
took Tim for a walk today.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where they're at right now.
I already
So
took mine
again,
out.
just to remind everybody, for anybody that just came in, these questions, unless otherwise stated, are based on the books. I'll tell you whether it's an Outlander question or a history and culture question, which will probably be self-explanatory, but just so you can mentally prepare.
They're gonna be so
What-
hard. I know it.
I know.
Huh?
They're going to be hard, just like your Mad Lib stuff.
I know. That was
I know I have very smart people. I can't just keep shuffle. What's fun? I mean, it's not fun then if you're just all like, oh yeah,
Right.
you know.
Well, it was a good lesson in English. That's
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Tim was like, wait, he was
All
helping
right.
me
I
tell
see
them.
Selima's back in her place with a bright, shiny face. So, all right. So number one, OL question. OL is Outlander. Outlander question. What was Roger referencing in A Breath of Snow and Ashes when he pointed at the table and asked, what is that? Some type of prehistoric Christmas tin goods?
Oh, wow. No idea.
Some kind of prehistoric what?
Christmas tin goods. Like something you
like a
give people,
can,
you know,
like
for
a can
Christmas.
good.
Yeah.
Like a can or a jar that you would give someone.
No idea.
Me neither.
Wow, that's a tough one.
I don't know either.
Not a clue.
Oh.
That's the first thing he said when he saw it.
That was in Breath of Snow and Ashes.
Snow and Ashes. Yep.
No recollection.
He said, what is that? Some type of prehistoric Christmas tin goods?
No idea.
All right. Number two, Outlander. What was the date when Donner came and the big house burned down?
What was the what?
The
What
date.
was it?
The dates are very important in this whole fire thing. So what was the
I
date?
don't
We
know
made
when
a
it
point of
wasn't.
talking about it. And it was actually a significant date for a reason. So
Do I get half credit?
huh? You can get half credit. I mean, yeah, it's just for fun.
Wait,
I
when
mean, there's
he
no
came,
prizes, so you don't have to feel like, oh God, you know.
when he raided the house?
When he came in the house
Yeah.
and it ended up catching on fire and the big house burned down, what was the date?
It wasn't January. I can't remember when it was, but it wasn't January.
21st.
And no cheating and Googling and all that crap. So
I wouldn't do that.
so this is the next one, number three. Are you guys need more time for number two?
No.
All right, number three. This is a history culture question. What prominent couple popularized the Christmas tree tradition?
I know that one.
What prominent famous couple popularized the Christmas tree tradition?
I know.
Yay! Some people know things. Yeah, okay.
The first one I
I didn't
knew.
think he's too bad then.
TV show named after them.
Yes, I know.
Like, after her.
Okay, I thought so.
Okay, so
This could be a learning experience for me.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
number
so bad at
four.
trivia.
Now this is a two-part answer, and I'll give you a point for each part. So,
Worth.
in Echo on Christmas Day, 1777, who does Denzel operate on and where? In Echo on Christmas Day, 1777, who does Denzel operate on and where? On Christmas Day, 1777.
Where meaning where on the body or where?
No,
location?
no. I should have clarified that. No,
Location.
where, city, and place,
Location.
and like whose
Oh,
house and
okay.
what city.
Okay.
Now that one I do know.
Ah, there you go.
Okay.
So it's an A and a B. Who did
If
the
you
operate
know, you
on and
know.
where is B the answer? Okay, next one is also a two-part answer. In Echo, this is number 5. Where did William spend his first Christmas Eve as a soldier in 1776, and what did he spend the evening doing? Where did William spend his first Christmas Eve as a soldier, and what did he spend his evening doing? Christmas Eve.
I think I never read Outlander.
Yeah.
What book is that from again?
That's from Echo in the Bone.
I think part A I've got is wrong. I think I've got part B right, but I think part A is wrong.
All right. You ready for number 6? Okay, so number 6. In Echo, with who and where did Lord John spend Christmas Eve in 1776? Who did he spend Christmas Eve with? Where?
In Echo.
In Echo.
I got to reread that one still, and I missed your book study on it.
I get questions from all over the book. So,
yeah.
I especially have to get back to it before the season starts.
Yeah.
and you have my thing there. You can like
know.
do that with refresh.
Yeah.
All right, number 7. In Fiery Cross. This is another Outlander question. What kind of Christmas treats did Claire, Mrs. Bug, Lizzie, Bree, and Marcelly make for the children?
I have no idea.
What kind of Christmas trees? Treats.
Christmas treats.
Treat.
Treats.
Oh.
That's what I
Like
thought.
candy, whatever type of thing. Okay. Next one, number 8. Do you need, right? Are you ready for number 8?
Wait.
Yeah.
So Claire knew Mrs. Fitz?
Claire, not Mrs. Fitz. Claire, Mrs. Bug. Did I say this? Okay, no. Claire,
said
Mrs.
Mrs.
Bug,
Fitz.
Lizzie, Bree, and Marcelly, they got together and made a big batch of this Christmas treat for the children. And I'll give you a hint. She said it was a secret plan to hope that they glued their mouths shut. Was how she described it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, next one is a history and culture question. Which spirit, meaning alcoholic spirit, which is also a favorite for several of our characters, is traditionally added to butter and served with Christmas pudding? A certain family's favorite spirit, and is traditionally added to butter and served with Christmas pudding.
Any kind of alcohol and butter served with pudding sounds good.
Yeah.
In Bees, we're back in Outlander. This is number 9. Who did Claire, when she was recollecting her past, who did Claire say was the authority on all things Christmas, from menus to gift wrapping to carol singing and other arcane lore? Who did Claire say was the authority on all things Christmas, menus, gift wrapping, carol singing, and all other arcane lore?
Claire, as in Outlander, Claire?
Yes.
What book?
And Bees.
What book? On Bees?
Bees.
Oh, and bees.
Sorry, that's where I was confused.
Remembering remembering all her past life, from when she was a child up to
I know.
she like, was thinking about, different times in her life and what who did what and stuff, and what, her relation to Christmas. And so that's what she said. That this person
a person
was a person, yes, was the authority on all things Christmas, menus, gift wrapping, carol singing, and other arcane lore.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Reese is right.
Well, just think of her past. I mean, who would she? There isn't a whole ton of people.
Wild ass guesses.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
This is a history and culture question. This is number 10. Which country did eggnog come from?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Oh, Connie.
Eggnog.
As I take another sip.
Yeah.
The yellow stuff is called advocar, if that's any help.
It's a good clue.
Number 11 is an Outlander question.
Yay.
So far, they've all been easy.
In Drums of Autumn, now you guys, we're in Drums of Autumn.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we are.
And we're actually about to approach this part of the story. So in Drums of Autumn, in Night on a Snowy Mountain, Jimmy injured his back in the snow in December 1767. How did Claire find him?
I'm in that chapter, but I'm not quite that far.
Dang it.
How did Claire find him?
She went out and looked for him.
He just wander around aimlessly through the mountains.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Did you have a plan?
Yep. I got it. I might actually get one right.
All right, this is it. This first part has the most of the history and culture questions that I have. So that's why there's probably, I think there's 4 total in this one, where the other ones only have like 2 or 3. So number 12, according to tradition, in which direction should you stir mincemeat for good luck? Now that's a 50-50 shot you get.
What direction?
Think about what I've always told you guys about, like Celtic lore and all that kind of stuff. What directions are good luck and which directions are bad luck? It's pretty standard.
Is this a cardinal direction or left-right direction?
It's like clockwise, counterclockwise.
Okay, clockwise, counterclockwise. Okay.
I didn't know you stirred mincemeat. I thought you just got it out of a jar.
Hey, Catherine. We're in the middle of trivia.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
We're in the middle of doing trivia, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is just the first of 3 rounds, so.
Oh God.
But we're almost done.
I need a whiskey.
Now this one is just to see if you guys actually read my things I post. Which president had his own special recipe for eggnog? That's number 13. I just posted about this one on the Queen Bee's Outlandish Hive. So that was a giveaway if you actually pay attention to what I posted.
Yeah.
If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. Number 14. In drums, when Claire found Jamie incapacitated in the snow in December, what kind of branches did he instruct her to cut for their shelter?
Oh. You mean the name of the tree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're so have a lot of coverage.
Damn.
I know.
I don't know either. I'm just going to guess. Don't think that's right.
And last question. And we just went over this one. So we just did this in our study.
It'll be even more embarrassing when I don't know.
You sound like me giving a quiz.
In Drums of Autumn, what song was playing as the service ended on Christmas Eve that the priest exited from the service on Christmas Eve in Drums of Autumn, chapter 18, Keenly Lust?
I remember reading it, but
I do too.
And I'll give you a little hint if you need it, is that after they left, Brianna did a little mocking version of the same song.
This one I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay!
I don't know.
When you know, you know.
So let's go over our answers.
Wait a minute. Okay, the mocking.
Anybody need a question reread?
Number 1.
I missed one, but it doesn't matter. I'm so.
Can you reread number 1?
Number 1. What was Roger referencing in A Breath of Snow and Ashes when he pointed at the table and asked, "What is that? Some type of prehistoric Christmas canned goods?"
Man.
No idea.
Now I know how some of my slow students felt over the years.
I had the same thought when I did the quiz. And I would say to them, "We just learned this."
We did.
All right, so let's go over them, and then we'll move on to other things.
Okay.
Give your brains a break.
What?
And just, put down if there are 2-part, you can give yourself a point for each part or whatever.
Okay.
All right. So what was
could I
Roger referencing? Number 1, in The Breath of Snow and Ashes when he pointed at the table and asked, "What is that? Some type of prehistoric Christmas thing goods?"
Don't know.
Anybody have a guess on that one?
I think
Okay.
they had cheese.
Some concoction of Claire's or some kind of medication.
Nope, it was the green glass jar of white phosphorus sealed with the red wax that was a present from Lord John.
Okay.
Because it was red and green, and it looked kind of like yicky and old.
And what book did you say that was in?
That was
That was
impressive.
in Breath of Snow and Action.
Because that just happened this season, didn't it? It was on because when she was trying to make fire and she said something about Lord John. Yeah, okay.
Yes. I don't know if he did.
I
don't know if he did the line in the show though.
On the show, it wasn't referenced at Christmas time.
No. So number 2, what was the date that Donner came and the big house burned down?
Was it Christmas
21st of December?
21st of December, winter solstice.
Okay.
Yep.
December 21st. What was it?
December 21st, 1776.
You had to get I got the date. I got the date.
I knew it was 1
So
month
if you got that
off.
one right, yeah, put a little C.
That's 1 point, right?
1 point.
Do I get a half for the wrong year? Because I said
No, the year isn't important. I just give you the whole information in the answer. But if you got it December 20, I mean, the year would be if you get the year, give yourself 2 points.
What was the year?
1776.
1776.
I got the year. I got the wrong month.
That's because it was the misprint, January, December, that whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
History and culture. What prominent couple popularized the Christmas tree tradition?
Victoria and Albert.
Victoria and Albert. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert.
Of course.
In Outlander, this is a 2-part answer. In Echo, on Christmas Day, 1777, who does Denzel operate on and where?
Henry Gray at Mercy Woodcock's house in Philadelphia.
That's it.
Very good, Serena.
Good one.
There you go.
Now I remember it.
I think I just missed the times. Like when you say Christmas, I don't think I remember it being Christmas. That's
It was
why.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember it.
Okay, so number 5 in Philadelphia.
I had that right. Ooh.
I got the Philly part right.
Yeah. Brownie points.
Yep. In number 5, in Echo, where did William spend his first Christmas Eve as a soldier in 1776, and what did he spend the evening doing?
He was in a convent in Canada writing to Lord John.
I got
Yes,
that one right.
girlfriend. Yes, girlfriend. He was in a Catholic convent in Quebec City writing to Lord John. Canada's fine.
I got one right.
Pull that one up.
So that would be 2 parts. One for writing to Lord John and one for where he was.
I got 2 points. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on 4.
In Echo, who with and where did Lord John spend Christmas Eve in 1776?
Claire? Nessie at her brothel.
Nessie at the brothel. Yep, Nessie at
That's
the
what I
brothel.
thought. Oh my God!
When did he go to France? Was that the day after?
After.
Yeah.
Well, that's another question coming up. So she's
Okay.
it's not I had to like really saturate the Christmas stuff here, you know. Okay, so number 7 in Fiery Cross, what Christmas treats did Claire and the rest make for the children?
Molasses cookies.
Molasses toffee.
Molasses toffee. Molasses toffee.
Oh, toffee.
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 Molasses toffee. So that there would be like this and not be able to talk.
Caramels, but yeah.
All right, I got one.
I put toffee to keep them quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. History and culture. Which spirit, a favorite of several of our characters, is traditionally added to butter and served with Christmas pudding? Brandy.
Yeah.
A great favorite.
Yeah.
I finally got one.
Favorite of the family Gray. That dastardly Brandy that killed our Percy. Maybe.
That's true.
Yeah, poor
Percy. Killed him.
Yeah.
Okay, so in B's, who did Claire say was the authority on all things Christmas, menus, gift wrapping, carol singing, and other arcane lore?
Frank.
Who?
Frank.
Got it.
Frank.
That's why he said it was
so.
wonderful because he would do it all and he would make sure they had the perfect British Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in.
What country did eggnog come from?
No
Russia?
No idea.
England.
Oh,
How embarrassing.
Did anybody get that?
I
Yeah,
did.
England.
Get that one?
I got it.
Oh, good. In Drums of Autumn, this is number 11. On a snowy mountain, night on a snowy mountain, Jamie injured his back in the snow, December 1767. How did Claire find him?
She tracked him.
She followed his trap line and tracked him.
Yeah.
He was on a ledge. He had fallen down.
Yeah. And she went along his trap line until she stopped seeing something. And then she like went back and she was all proud of herself because she tracked him. She was like, I tracked you. According to tradition, which direction should you stir mincemeat for good luck? Clockwise.
Yeah.
Only clockwise for the good. Counterclockwise to banish evil.
Yep.
In Celtic lore. Which president had his own special recipe for eggnog?
GW.
GW.
Yes.
That's right.
I got it. Yay.
Good job, Anita. Yeah, George Washington.
Yeah.
In Drums, when Claire found Jamie incapacitated in the snow, what kind of branches did he instruct her to cut for shelter?
Pine branches? Pine branches?
Bruce? Pine or
evergreen, right?
Pine.
That's what I have.
Begins with an H. Did anybody say something though? You're all talking, so I couldn't tell.
Oh.
Wasn't it cedar?
No.
Begins with an H.
Hemlock?
Hemlock.
Hemlock. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't get that.
All right.
Didn't get it without the clue.
Last question. What song was playing as the service ended on Christmas Eve in Drums, chapter 18?
We Three Kings.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So how did we do? Anybody get more than 7?
Yeah,
I got
I got 9.
Great.
I got 9.
I think I
9?
got
Who
three.
got 9?
I did.
Oh, Liz. Anybody get more than 9?
I got 10.
Yay. Selena got 10. Anybody got more than 10?
I got 10.
Who else? Who got 10?
Anita.
Anita. Okay, so Anita and Selena. Anybody get more than 10? All right. I'm going to put them down as our winners for that round.
Munchkin wants to say hello. She's almost 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a Christmas cat today.
She's an old girl.
Yeah. What a sweetie.
Okay, does anybody else have a Christmas memory that they wanted to share?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Well, 28 years ago this Christmas, I started going out with Nick.
Aww.
Our first date was on the day before Christmas Eve. And then we went out again on Christmas Eve. We didn't see each other Christmas Day. And then on Boxing Day, he came round to our house and met the whole family.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks later, he asked me to marry him.
Wow.
Wow.
He knew what he wanted.
Wow.
Yeah. I got to have this class.
How long, Liz?
Wow.
That's fantastic.
28 years this Christmas. We've been married 26.
Oh, that's great.
Okay,
That's a
so
great
2 years
story.
later.
Wow.
Very good.
That's sweet.
So you guys ready to hear some Mad Libs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Where's that list?
I didn't want us to be like sitting here twiddling our thumbs. So
Yeah. I'm gonna pop off. We're in the middle of moving, so I wanted to like say hi, but I can't stay.
Okay. Well,
How are you?
Have a very happy holidays,
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
I'll
Merry
watch this
Christmas.
all
And have
year.
a blessed New Year.
All right.
Good luck
Bye,
with
everybody.
everything.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck. Good luck. What?
Okay. So Connie's here.
Claudine, what's your puppy's name?
Claudine is here.
This is Copper.
Carlotta's here. All
Say
right.
hello. He's 12.
Aw. Now, is that a doodle or is it a doodle? Or
Yeah, it's a Labradoodle.
okay, thought so.
I have another one too. She's on the other couch.
All right, let me lubricate the throat.
Sounds like
Uh-oh.
Mary's having quite a time with their puppy.
Yeah.
I
So
bet.
what are you doing, Angela? Who are you reading?
I am reading Well, should we read it and see if we can figure out who it was? Oh, I guess that would be stupid.
No. Too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too hard.
So this first one is Carlotta.
Oh, Carlotta.
Carlotta. And the title of the story is A 20th Century Christmas at Fraser's Ridge.
Come here.
In November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John a bit eaten, but drunk. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return. Each tenant appeared at Fraser's door during that first week to welcome them to the pub. For Jamie, it was the most treasured sword he could ever swing. Everyone he rued, his stepsister, cousins, outcasts, sister, and dearest friends were together in the tour group he cheated. His lung was so attractive that he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her cookbook. Everyone had finished motorcycling, and the children were in church singing, or shooting more like by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a cute Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All toes turned, knees raised. But they were ready for something. All except Percy and Jane, who bent their knuckles and crunched. So this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with seething. I love that. Jamie looked at her with seething. Oh, what? And what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to fake the Yule log and sink a spiked punch with a wee breeks in it? We can have those things plus hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with chairs of lily and ivy, plum pudding, and sugar plums for the flock? Asked the priest. Well, your sinking bearer, Brianna answered. The priest quirked the brow. Bearer? I'm quite lofty at this season, and I assure you I do not feel exhausted in the slightest, sweetie pie. He replied. Roger considered his ear to hide a kiss. Brianna sighed and danced her bubbies. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of a warm deal. It's filled with lots of overjoyed ideas that aren't done now. I mean, here. It's a ridiculous time. And I know Jenny and William would love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before we raced back here. I'm sure we can spin whatever you wish, brother-in-law, Duncan said. We certainly would not want to sing to hate them. Heartily Polly, he said with a broad smile. Aye, the clueless wee pickle does not adore it a bit when the home debates to ponder her recitals, Jamie added, and they all laughed. So, what is it you want to add to our motives, Anian? Well, we could spit in a Christmas hammer to recant with microscopic cards, strings of popcorn, dried pineapple slices, salty caramels, fainted and colored obligations. Oh, and maybe we can make candy canes and count them on the knife. That should be easy to do, am I right, Mama? Certainly. Flour, cinnamon oil, and Amy's your cousin. I think it's a loony idea, darling, Claire said, smiling. That was Carlotta's.
Good one.
Very cute.
All right. Next up is Claudine. Claudine said, in November, rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John a bit eaten, but sweating bullets. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Fraser's door that week to telephone them to the house. For Jamie, it was the most treasured washing machine he could ever steal. Everyone he cried to. His grandmother, children, cousins, sister, and dearest friends were together in the crowd he hiked. His knee was so odoriferous that he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her ridge. Everyone had finished lovemaking, and the children were in the subway stuffing or peeling more like by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a fabulous Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year, all arms turned, ears raised, all except Fergus and Rollo, who bent their fingers and collected. So this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with emotion. Oh, why? And what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to run the Yule log and write a candy cane with a Weester mash in it? We can have those things plus hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with goats of daffodils and ivy, a pecan pie, sugar plums for the flock? Asked Frank. Well, you're preening braver, Brianna answered. Frank quirked a brow. Braver? I am quite weaker at this hour. And I assure you I do not feel panicky in the slightest, my darling, he replied. Roger discussed his eyelash to hide a weak. Brianna sighed and digested her cheeks. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of an unctuous deal. It's filled with lots of furry souls that aren't done now. I mean, it's a sexual time. And I know Jamie and Claire would love to have that kind of stuff. They would. It's what they were used to before we discombobulated back here. I'm sure we can follow whatever you wish, Aunt, Brianna said. We certainly would not want to walk to marry them. Sparingly young Anne, he said with a broad smile. Aye, the courageous wee hare doesna worry a bit when the beach rings to copulate her freedom, Jamie added. And they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our cancellations, Ian? Well, we could throw in a Christmas leaf to fornicate with the humongous kitchens, strings of chips, dried pineapple slices, blueberry M&Ms, striped and colored anchors. Oh, and maybe we can make sugar cookies and swim them on the ladder. That should be easy to do. Am I right, Mom? Certainly. Butter, mint oil, and Murtaugh's your mother. I think it's a nutty idea, darling, Claire said, smiling.
Good one. Bye, Claudia. Very good.
All right, I have Liz next. In November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John, a bit weighted but excited. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Fraser's door that first week to dance them to the house. For Jamie, it was the most treasured handbag he could ever jump. Everyone he loved, his sister-in-law's neighbor's sister and dearest friends, were together in the community he danced. His foot was so lively that he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna went out speech. Everyone had finished fast, and the children were on the dance floor dancing or prancing, more like by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a soar Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All hands turned, feet raised, except Jamie and Claire, who bent their fingers and jumped. So this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with astounded. Oh, aye, and what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to walk the Yule log and run a spaghetti bolognese with a wee rabbit beastie in it? Jamie asked. We can have those things plus hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with houses of orchids and ivy? And an ice cream and sugar plums for the tribe? Asked Bree. Well, you're riding noisier, Brianna answered. Bree quirked the brow. Noisier? She's talking to herself now. Noisier? I am quite run down at this second. And I assure you, I do not feel tired in the slightest, sweetheart, he replied. And Roger rested his nose to hide a pinch. Brianna sighed and danced her eyes. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of a sore deal. It's filled with lots of odd kegs that aren't done now. I mean, here, it's a wild time. And I know Roger and young Anne would love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before when we cycled back here. I am sure we can cycle whatever you wish, brother, John said. We certainly would not want chance to run them slyly how. He said with a broad smile. Aye, the quick wee dress doesn't unnerve a bit when the house runs to listen to her revelations. Jamie added, and they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our attires, Anan? Well, we could dance in a Christmas tire to kiss with a huge toes, strings of raisins, dried banana slices, sweet toffees, cleaned and colored teeth. Oh, and maybe we can make cotton candy and taste them on the stick. Actually, that makes good sense. Well, that should be easy to do. Am I right, Mama? Certainly. Sugar, bubblegum oil, and Pauline's your mom. I think it's a big idea, darling, Claire said, smiling. Next up is Donna. So Donna got a little saucy with hers.
I played Mad Libs for a long time.
Donna says, in November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John a bit inebriated, but rancid. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Fraser store that week to stagger them to the stable. For Jamie, it was the most treasured chamber pot he could ever receive. Everyone he aroused, his dad, in-laws, cousins, sister, and dearest friends, and the Beehivers. I'm saying that. And the Beehivers, because he arouses us all, were together in the tribe. He canoodled. His honey pot was so voluptuous that he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her John Quincy Myers. Everyone had finished Bartram's garden, and the children were in the swamp rescuing or preaching, more like by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a sweaty Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All the bollocks turned, thumbs raised, all except Melba Christie and Works with Her Hands, who bent their entrails and rated. So this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with embarrassment. Oh, and what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to gallop the Yule log and pirouette a pizza Guyana? Is that what that is?
Pizza Gana.
Pizza Gana. With a wee cabbie in it. Jamie asked. We can have those things plus Ogmany to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with fisher folk, Jesuit bark and ivy, a roast lamb and sugar plums for the beehive? Asked Brian Fraser. Well, you're sleeping feistier, Brianna answered. Brian Fraser quirked the brow. Feistier? I am quite bonny at the millisecond. I assure you, I do not feel muscular in the slightest, Mocree. He replied. Roger danced his finger to hide a huff. Brianna sighed and rated her thighs.
She rated her thighs.
I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of a sultry deal. It's filled with lots of seductive friendships that aren't done now. I mean, here, it's a bland time. And I know John Quincy Myers and Gayless Duncan would love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before we kidnapped back here. I'm sure we can stitch whatever you wish, Granddad, William Ransom said. We certainly would not fish to hang them. Extremely, Colin Mackenzie, he said with a broad smile. Aye, the bloody wee lumpkin does not ache a bit when the Scotland cuts to marry her confessions, Jamie added, and they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our stages, Anan? Well, we could vomit in a Christmas ether, believe with wee goats, strings of pudding, dried strawberry slices, bitter peppermints planted in colored turds. Oh, and maybe we can make peanut butter fudge and hike them on the stone. That should be easy to do. Am I right, Mama? Certainly, barley, salt, oil, and Jamie's your sister. I think it's a cantankerous idea, darling, Claire said, smiling. I love
Oh, that was great. That was good.
Good, Donna. And next up is Connie. I don't know if I should wait until Terry and Liz are here. I guess I should for theirs.
You've read mine.
Huh?
You said Terry and Liz. You've read mine.
I read, no, what did I say? Terry and
Yes.
Do you mean Veronica?
Veronica said she'd be here at like
Sorry. So Connie's is, in November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John, a bit walked, but tired. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Fraser store that week to talk them to the bathroom. For Jamie, it was the most treasured wallet he could ever sleep. Everyone he agitated, his wife, group, team, sister, dearest friends were together in the council. He jumped. His elbow was so attractive. He thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her dream. Everyone had finished victory, and the children were on an island skiing or fighting, more like by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate an immense Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All breasts turned, toes raised, except Roger and Rupert, who bent their eyes and led. So this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with excitement. Oh, and what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to cram the Yule log and fill some cranberry sauce with a leek for fuffle in it? Jamie asked. We can have those things, plus hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with doors of flowers and ivy and a chocolate cookie and sugar plums for the gaggle? Asked Dougal. Well, you're playing frisky, Brianna answered. Dougal quirked the brow. Frisky? I am quite flat at the hour, and I assure you I do not feel drunk in the slightest. Love you, he replied. Roger acted his nose to hide a slight. Brianna sighed and jumped her fingers. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of a victorious deal. It's filled with lots of mysterious, courageous acts that aren't done now. I mean, here. It's a thankful time. And I know Frank and Bree would love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before we slammed back here. I'm sure we can shut whatever you wish, sister, Joni said. We certainly would not fail to sit on them, especially Lord John Gray, he said with a broad smile. Ah, the ugly wee table does not enjoy it a bit when the kitchen sings to grab her blanks, Jamie added, and they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our loveliness, Ian? Well, we could sleep in a Christmas pot to wipe with huge street lights, strings of nuts, dried apples, slices, vanilla, chocolates, slipped in a colored cup. And maybe we can make candy canes and run them on the plate. That should be easy to do, am I right, Mama? Certainly. Sugar, cinnamon oil, and Michael's your brother. I think it's a tired idea, darling, Claire said, smiling.
Cute.
So those were some of the ones. Stephen, Veronica, and Terry for whenever they get here. If you want me to read you my story that I wrote, or do you want to do something else?
Whatever you want.
Read your story.
Want to hear my story?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's more of like, okay. Oh, it's all nestled by our fireside story. Actually, that's not the best thing to drink when you have to talk.
What is it that you were drinking out of the glass?
Eggnog.
Coffee.
Eggnog.
Oh, eggnog.
Yeah.
Eggnog with Morgan spice rum in it.
Yeah.
That how Washington drank it?
No, he threw all kinds of shit in there. Did you read the post I did? My God, it was like, have some eggnog with all your alcohol, you know? And you had like 4 different kinds of alcohol, like a pint of this, a pint of that, a pint of this. I'm like, wow. It just probably has like a little faded, like little tinge of milk in it, probably. I call it eggnog. Okay. Or do you want to do something else before I read the story?
No, this is fine.
No, I'd love to.
I don't know what to like bore you because we did so many of them. Libs. Okay. In November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John, a bit battered but alive. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Frasers' door during that first week to welcome them home. For Jamie, it was the most treasured gift he could ever receive. Everyone he loved, his wife, children, grandchildren, sister, and dearest friends were together in this community that he built. His heart was so full he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her request. Everyone had finished supper and the children were upstairs playing, or arguing more like by the sounds of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a real Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All heads turned, eyebrows raised. All except Claire and Roger, who bent their heads and smiled. So this must be something from their time then. Jamie looked at her with affection. Oh, what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to burn the Yule log and bake a Yule bread with a wee Bobby in it? Jamie asked. We can have those things, plus Hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Bree said. Do you desire a celebration with boughs of holly and ivy, a plum pudding, and sugar plums for the children? Asked Lord John. Well, you're getting warmer, Bree answered. John quirked a brow. Warmer? I'm quite comfortable at the moment, and I assure you I do not feel fevered in the slightest, my dear, he replied. Roger covered his mouth to hide a smile. Brianna sighed and rolled her eyes. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of a big deal. It's filled with lots of festive traditions that aren't done now. I mean, here. It's a magical time. And I know Jim and Mandy would really love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before we moved back here. I am sure we can accommodate whatever you wish, sister, William said. We certainly would not want to disappoint them, especially Amanda, he said with a broad smile. Aye, the feisty wee baggage does not like it a bit when the world fails to meet her expectations, Jamie added, and they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our festivities, Anian? Well, we could bring in a Christmas tree to decorate with small candles, strings of popcorn, dried apple slices, maple taffy wrapped in colored paper. Oh, and maybe we can make candy canes and hang them on the tree. That should be easy to do, right? Am I right, Mama? Certainly. Sugar, peppermint oil, and Bob's your uncle. I think it's a wonderful idea, darling, Claire said, smiling. Jenny and Ian appeared perplexed. Rachel and Francis just seemed mildly curious. Apparently, they've become quite accustomed to hearing outlandish things around this family, especially from Claire and the Mackenzies. Jamie smiled inwardly at the thought and addressed the first part of his daughter's odd request. Bring in a tree? Do you mean cut down a whole tree outside from the forest and drag it into the house? Why in God's name would you want to do such a thing? A Yule log I can find. And we cut branches of balsam fir and holly affixed to the staircase and the doorpost. Is this a similar notion? Aye, we always do that, Jenny said. But a whole tree? I can I'm no very worldly, but it sounds a bit dafty, no? Roger's mouth twitched, stifling a laugh. I suppose it does, he said. It's a similar idea, Roger explained. It's meant to celebrate how life goes on through the winter season. Jamie nodded. I see. His lip curled up on one side, his curiosity warring with amusement. Anything else? Aye, let's see. Roger lifted his glass, closing his eyes with pleasure as the dram of JF's special warmed his throat and settled in his vein. And Jamie felt a surge of pride seeing the blissful look on his face. Roger slowly opened his eyes. Aye, so the pagans believed it banished evil, and Christians see it as a sign of everlasting life and the Trinity. It can because it's shaped like a triangle, he added. Jamie rubbed his knuckle over his lip, eyes creasing. A very broad appeal, this inspirational Christmas tree. Roger grinned. Well, that's the origin, you can, but it's just become a regular tradition, like the Yule bread in Scotland, aye? John's eyebrows furrowed in thought. You speak in jest, Jamie. However, I've seen this custom in Germany, but they refer to it as a paradise tree, John said. They erect the tree on December 24th to honor their feast of Adam and Eve. It represents the Garden of Eden or some such thing. Why? And what's that got to do with Christmas? Jamie asked. Nothing that I can see, except that they undertake the action on Christmas Eve, John replied. Well, it's become symbolic of the season, and it's a tradition. The family to go out, pick the perfect tree, bring it in, and to decorate it. You can, Roger explained. And then the family members buy or make gifts for each other, wrap them in pretty paper, put them under the tree, Bree added, and then we open them on Christmas morning. And the children can eat the treats off the tree throughout the day, Claire added. Brianna's eyes were bright as stars on a clear night, likely recalling past Christmas mornings that brought her such happiness as a wee lass. For a moment, Jamie felt that familiar stab of jealousy, followed by a grudging sense of gratitude toward the ghost of Frank Randall. He nodded, both to himself and to the unseen specter, and resolved to understand all of these lost traditions that she treasured, so he could do everything in his power to bring them to life in his world. His children and grandchildren wouldn't have sacrificed these simple pleasures to live in his time. He couldn't have made the moving pictures Jen went on about where warriors fought with sabers made of light, but he could certainly fell a tree and bring it into the house. Thoughts of his children caused Jamie to wonder what his son thought of Brianna's recollections. When he turned to look, William was smiling at his sister with warm affection, and Jamie's heart overflowed with joy to see it. His gaze shifted to John and saw those same feelings on his friend's face as he watched the two of them. Well, dear sister, William said, I must admit that I cannot envision how anyone could deny you anything, though it would certainly be entertaining to see someone try. And I would really enjoy watching my niece and nephew. Oh, yes, William, Bree said, smiling, excitement rising in her voice. That's really the best part. They get such a thrill on Christmas morning. Aye, lass, it does sound very unique and lovely. We will take the bairns to find the best tree this week. Certainly have an abundance of balsam fir here on the mountain, Jamie said. Bree threw her arms around him and kissed his cheek. Oh, thank you, Dad. I love you. I love you too, Monstock. It's nae bother, lass. And the look on your face is well worth the effort, Jamie said affectionately. You know, Claire said, interestingly, the southern balsam that grows so thickly here in North Carolina mountains is also known as the Fraser fir. I believe it's named for a Scottish botanist named John Fraser. So it seems to be a touch of fate, don't you think? Jamie looked up interested. Oh, is that so? Brianna looked up at him grinning. That's true, Dad. As a matter of fact, many people consider the Fraser fir to be the perfect Christmas tree. John sighed and shot Jamie a sardonic smile. Of course it is, he said, shaking his head. Jamie grinned broadly at him and in truth felt a small sense of pride. So then, anything else for this special Christmas of yours, lass? Well, of course, we'll have a wonderful meal with all of the trimmings, and Roger can play his guitar while we sing Christmas carols. Oh, how I wish we could have some hot cocoa by the fire. Brianna closed her eyes and a dreamy expression of pure pleasure suffused her face. She opened them to see Ian scrunching his nose and sticking his tongue out in distaste. You don't know what you're missing, Ian, she said adamantly. Jamie had tasted steaming chocolate several times in France, and Ian had a point. It was rather bitter. Possibly they prepared it differently in the 20th century? He would ask John later if he knows where he might procure some in the colony. He'd love to surprise the lass, seeing her fondness for it. Roger interrupted his thoughts. How about hanging our stockings from the mantle on Christmas Eve? You know how the kids enjoy that. We could introduce the idea to all the kids. I think it would need to be an all or not at all type of thing, Roger suggested. We can definitely do that, Bree said, her voice excited. And yes, of course, you're right, Roger. It would need to be the whole family. The Higgins bunch as well. The kids are always together and they tell each other everything, she added. Everyone looked puzzled by this exchange, including Jamie. Jenny's brows creased. I didn't see anything so unusual about that, Jenny said. I can't remember a single day at Lollipop when I didn't have at least one pair of stockings set to dry at the hearth. She looked at Jamie and Ian and shook her head, especially with these two fat-headed Egypts stomping about in every burning glen in the Highlands. This comment caused laughter to bubble around the room. I can, we've all done that, but this is a bit different, Roger replied. It's a tradition with a couple different origin stories, but the end of it is that on Christmas Eve, everyone hangs a stocking on the mantle. When they wake in the morning, there will be a treat or small gift inside. As Roger spoke, Jamie heard the patter of little feet coming down the stairs. Amanda, he thought, and smiled as he did every time he thought of the feisty wee baggage. She minded him so much of Claire, he could imagine she was just like Amanda as a wee lassie. Daddy, you forgot to say it's only if you is good. Bad boys get girls get coal. I want to write to Santa and tell him to give Jemmy coal. He's bad because he won't let me play with him and Totus. Mandy scowled, stomped her wee foot, and pointed up the stairs. Roger Max smiled and said, if you write to Santa and tell him that Jemmy should get coal, he might just think you should get the coal for being bad, I. Mandy furrowed her brows to consider this and said, no, I is good. I want a dolly for Esmeralda so they can have a tea party. She wants a friend to play with. Well, that's a very kind thought, sweetheart, Roger said. Remember, Santa Claus knows which boys and girls were good and bad. He doesn't need you to give him a report. Besides, Jimmy is good. He plays with you all the time, takes you climbing, fishing. Mandy scrunched her dark brows and sighed. Okay, he can have a present, she said grudgingly, and Roger quirked a smile. Jamie motioned to his lap, and Mandy climbed up and thunked her curly head on his chest. Now then, tell me, Akushla, who this mysterious Mr. Claus is. Mandy's head shot up, and she looked at him, eyes wide open with surprise, her wee mouth forming a perfect O. Granddad! Santa comes on Christmas Eve. He goes all over the whole world. He flies through the air in a big sleigh with 8 reindeer. Her face lit up with excitement, forgetting all about the frustration with Jemmy. Oh, why? What does he look like? Jamie said, as if this was completely logical. He has a big tummy, so he likes it when we leave him cookies and milk. He wears a red suit and has a big white beard, Mandy said excitedly. Have you seen him there yourself, Akushla? You have to be asleep when he comes, or he can't leave you anything. It's the rules, she said, shaking her finger. No peeking. Ah, I see. Well, how then do you ken what he looks like? Jamie asked. Mommy and Daddy took me to see him. That's okay if it's not Christmas Eve, she said matter-of-factly. Jamie cocked the brow at Roger, who smiled and motioned he'd explain later. So then, he flies about with reindeer in a sleigh. How does he come in the house if everybody's asleep and no one's allowed to see? Oh, that's easy. He comes down the chimney. Then he eats the cookies and puts the presents in your stocking. Then, wait, does he no burn his ass? And if he's so fat, how does he not get stuck? Brianna covered her mouth to stifle a laugh. Claire and Roger both smiled. So did William, charmed by the scene. But John was intent, curious to hear the rest. No, Granda, Santa Claus has Christmas magic, she said with complete confidence. I asked Daddy, and he said Santa Claus is the special spirit of Christmas. Daddy says he's a saint. Oh, I? And your dad Presbyterian, too, and rolled his eyes at Roger, who smirked. Well, he is also called St. Nicholas, who was a saint from the 4th century, Roger explained and shrugged. That's the history, at least. Oh, I kept hearing about St. Nicholas in the monastery. So Santa Claus is somewhat of a nom de plume, Jamie said, grateful to recognize something in this tale. Don's eyebrows rose and Willie shook his head in disbelief at this revelation. Roger nodded. Something like that. He's known by a few different names. Father Christmas is another name he goes by. Hold on a moment. You? William asked, surprise in his voice. You belong to a monastery? Apparently, this was a more difficult concept for William to grasp than a flying fat man that travels down one's chimney. I stayed there a while with my uncle when I was 21, and I was healing from an axe wound to the head. Then again later to heal from other wounds. Jamie waved his hand as if this was of no consequence. So then, Amanda, he puts the wee Bobby in your stocking, and then he eats his sweeties. Anything else? Jamie asked, wanting to steer the conversation back. Yes, Mandy's voice rose, wonder in her eyes. Jamie was beginning to see why Brianna wanted to do this for the Barons. Amanda's face was filled with joy and light as she told the rest. Then he puts his fingers on his nose like this. And as this, she put her small index finger on the side of her nose, and whoosh, she goes back up the chimney in a flash and flies away. At this, she flung her hand out excitedly, backhanding Jamie in the nose in the process. Aye, quite a fortunate ability that is, Jamie said, rubbing his nose. That would have been very helpful at different times in my life when I needed to leave a situation quickly. Nearly all the heads at the table nodded, and Jamie realized how many of the people in this room had been with him on those various undertakings, including the recent adventure to rescue John. Mandy broke into his thoughts by placing her sweet palm on his cheek. Grandpa. Her eyes gazed at him with such hope. He covered her hand with his own. Aye, what is it, Leanna? Will Santa be able to find us here? Does he come now? A troubled look on her face. Of course he can. Why not? We can even build a fire outside to help him find his way to the ridge. All these people are here, and I'm like looking down.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you. People were texting.
Sorry. Oh my goodness gracious.
Look at all the people.
Karen, you might have to start your story over.
Hey. Somebody you guys should have told me. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Here. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Liana. Hi,
How
Veronica.
you feeling, Chelsea?
Smart idea of putting my essential oil diffuser on, so that's helping.
Oh, good. Hey, Liana.
Hi.
Veronica.
Hi, Liana.
Hi. I am reading my story.
Oh, good.
But I'm already like almost done, actually. I'm sorry. I'll go back to the top of this page.
I could listen to you read all day.
Huh?
I could listen to you read all day.
Oh, thanks.
A great story. Love it.
Yeah.
You like the story? I was very proud of my story.
Really good.
I love it.
Send it to Diana.
Yeah.
In my own head. In my own head.
Want me to
I've
go
often
back to
wondered
what should
how
I
this
go and
would
do
all play
like when
out.
Mandy comes in?
Yes.
You want me to do that so the new people
Yeah.
can hear?
Sure.
Okay. Amanda's face was filled with joy and light as she told the rest. Then he puts his finger on his nose like this. And at this, she put her small index finger on the side of her nose. And whoosh, he goes back up the chimney in a flush and flies away. At this, she flung her hand out excitedly, backhanding Jamie's nose in the process. Aye, quite a fortunate ability that is, Jamie said, rubbing his nose. That would have been very helpful at different times in my life when I needed to leave a situation quickly. Nearly all the heads at the table nodded, and Jamie realized how many of the people in this room had been with him on those various undertakings, including the recent adventure to rescue John. Mandy broke into his thoughts by placing her sweet wee palm on his cheek. Grandpa. Her eyes gazed at him with such hope. He covered her hand with his own. Hi, what is it, Leanna? Will Santa be able to find us, Heel? Does he come now? A troubled look crossed her face. Of course he can. Why not? We can even build a fire outside to help him find his way to the ridge, Jamie said with confidence. Mandy's brows creased in thought. Last Christmas, Daddy says Santa gave him my present when he was in Savannah. He wasn't sure if Santa would be able to come here. Well, now, I will send a letter to make sure he knows. Where does he live? Do you ken? Mandy brightened, swelling his heart with her smile. The North Pole, she said. Can a letter get to him in time? Aye, and just in case, we'll make sure we have all the things he likes here waiting. That's likely why he didn't come before. Remember, Granddad was still feeling poorly, and Granny was so busy taking care of me. We didn't bring in a tree and adorn it. We didn't put up the stockings and set out the wee treats. Mr. Claus might have come to the house to surprise you. And so we were not expecting him, This year, we will be ready. Mandy bounced up and down excitedly, black curls dancing about her sweet face. A Christmas tree, too? Goody, goody, goody. I get to put the star on top, don't I, Daddy? Aye, sweetheart, you do. Roger said, smiling at her. Seeing Jamie's quirked brow, he added, that represents the star that led the wise men to baby Jesus. Aye, of course. So it Kushla. Is there anything else I should ken that the Santa Claus would be expecting upon his arrival? I didn't wish him to appear on our hearth and discover something amiss. Amanda placed a finger on her chin and furrowed her brows in thought, and then her eyes opened wide with an idea. I know what let's do. She hopped off his lap and ran to her dad, pulling on his sleeve. Daddy, tell Granddad the story about when Santa comes, please. Roger and Bree looked at each other and then around the room. Out of the corner of his eye, Jamie saw Jem and Tota sitting on the step. Roger shrugged. Well, at this point, why not? Roger Max settled himself with a whiskey by the fire, shifting his body into the storyteller pose, ready to enchant his audience. In that moment, Jamie's mind drifted back to Ardsmuir. He remembered telling his men that it was the bard's rate to sit by the fire. That was a lifetime ago, nearly 30 years, but Jamie could bring it to mind in an instant. He can't find those moments with his men got him through that wretched time, along with the short bouts of respite with the injured man at his table. His eyes met John's, and Jamie stifled a laugh, wondering what his very logical friend thought of this fabled saint and his stags that fly like birds across the sky. Roger cleared his throat. All eyes turned to him. With a roughened voice, he began. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Even with this damaged voice, Roger Mack could tell a tale like no other. Jamie looked around the room while he spoke, and once again, he completely captivated everyone's attention. As Jamie listened, he closed his eyes and smiled, absorbing the peace and love in the room. This moment was a blessing, surrounded by everyone he loved, here in the home that he built to shelter them. Adieu, Morntang, he whispered, as Claire settled by his side, laying her cheek against his heart. He wrapped her in his arms as Roger finished his tale, accompanied by the crackling flames. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of the thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote.
That was lovely.
That was wonderful.
That was
adorable. Thanks.
Outlander Christmas special.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, bravo.
It even had the hot chocolate. It could be a Hallmark movie.
Good.
Actually, you're gonna post it, right?
Huh?
You're gonna post it on Patreon, right? So we can read.
I missed what you said.
Are you going to post it on Patreon?
Oh,
So
I guess I can post it on Patreon. I don't want to post it like on the other page because
Diana has strong feelings about fan fiction.
Exactly. Exactly.
We post it somewhere public.
I mean, honestly, I started just like wanting to make like something to do the Mad Lib. And then I was like, I just kept writing, and I go, okay, this is turning into a story.
Yep.
It's long of a Mad Lib.
I love that Lord John obviously has made up with James.
Yeah, of course, it's my story. I'm writing it that way.
Yeah.
And if I'm writing a story, we're friends.
Yes.
Rescued.
Be all as well.
Yep.
Forget the conflict. The biggest conflict in my story was that he didn't understand what the hell they were talking about. That's about it.
And they're all together.
Happy night.
Yeah, they're all together. And William's happy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will see you all later. I'm going to go
Hi,
have dinner.
Selima.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Since I missed a good part of it, I just want to know, does William have a girlfriend in your story?
No. No, they just came back from rescuing John, and they're staying there over the winter.
Oh,
William and John, while John recovers from his injuries.
Janelle in.
Huh?
You could have just written Janelle in.
Oh,
yeah. Next Christmas.
Janine, how are you feeling?
Yes, Janine, how are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not very festive right now, you guys. Sorry.
You look okay. You look okay.
no fancy headdress or anything like that. But I've got my apple cider, and I feel pretty good for day 2. So I'm good. Yeah. It's all right.
But you guys are talk amongst yourselves. Let me put the light one in here because it's getting darker now.
The Christmas plaid behind you, Angela.
Hi, Connie.
Oh, thank you.
Hi. How's Scott feeling, Janine?
They're all kind of just moping around the house today.
Oh.
I'm babysitting my son's dog, and he weighs a good 80 pounds, and he just loves to lay on top of me.
Yeah.
He's a sweet.
Are you not feeling well too?
Oh, I've been fighting this whatever it is since Tuesday. So I'm hoping that I'm on the up and up. I got my essential oils. I think part of my problem, because I was just coughing and coughing and coughing last night, and I woke up like 5 different times.
I feel so bad for you.
And a little nasal.
I think part of it is that the air is so dry here right now that
it's cold and dry.
Yep.
Yeah. So I got my essential oils diffuser out to kind of add some humidity to the air, and put some peppermint and eucalyptus in it. So my room smells like a bath bomb, but
That's probably a good idea. Because I lost my voice this week from this cold. That's why I kept saying like this. It's
my kids would love if I lost my voice.
Oh my God. I can't. It's I think part of it is the dryness, and
that's awful.
Yeah, if you have an essential oils diffuser, it has helped a lot today.
Yeah. All right. I think I have one. I need to dig it out.
Connie, get some throat coat tea too.
What's that?
Throat coat tea.
I hate that.
Oh yeah. And I've been doing the honey and lemon, and that's just I think honestly because the dryness. And I've been coughing so much.
Yep.
And I think it's just hurting my vocal cords.
The worst.
Yeah. My daughter had it too, but she went to the doctor and got some amoxicillin. And the doctor also gave her codeine cough medicine. That's helped a lot.
Yeah. I started taking
coughing all night.
Yeah. The Robitussin helped. I can't take codeine, but I took Robitussin and it actually did help me sleep better. But I know it's a pain in the butt, man. I think that actually it's this cold hit me harder than COVID did, I think.
It's terrible.
Yeah, the cold germs are bad.
Yeah.
Did anybody that just came in or recently came in have like one of your Christmas memories that you wanted to share, or holiday memories that you wanted to share? I told you to have something if you wanted to have something to share. That
I have a catastrophe one.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Goodness, Veronica.
Catastrophe.
Yes.
Let's cheer us up.
Do it.
I guess I should title it "How I Stopped Buying a Real Christmas Tree."
No. Don't tell me you got a fire.
No. Nothing that dramatic. No. I grew up without Christmas. Well, I mean, there was no Christmas in Russia. Plus, we're Jewish. Not that we did anything about that. But anyway, but we had Christmas tree for New Year's always, and it was always fresh, out of the woods Christmas tree. So I kind of grew up with that. So here I kept up the tradition. And a few years before the pandemic, in the middle of December, I went and bought a Christmas tree, put it on top of my car, came home, and it was pretty big. And so, when you're dragging a tree in by yourself, that's a lot of work. So we're not supposed to park in the streets. We can only park in our driveways where I live. And I thought, well, I'll just park here for a second just to bring the tree in. I did that. By the time I got the tree in and put it in the stand and all that, I was sweating, covered with, tree sap, and completely forgot about my car.
Oh, no.
So I got the tree stable, and then I needed to practice a piece that I needed to play at church for the Christmas service. And I heard this clatter.
Oh, it wasn't Santa.
No, right. And somehow nothing told me. And the piano is right by the window, right by, like right by the wall where the street is. So why I didn't think of why that noise would be, I don't know. But then I had to go to work. It was a Thursday evening. I had to go to choir rehearsal, and I get out and there's no car. And I thought, oh right, I left it on the street. Oh my goodness! And I go around the house and there's no car.
Oh no!
So it got towed away, but it didn't even dawn on me. Like at first, it was like somebody stole my car. What happened? So long story long, as my husband used to say. My neighbor gave me a ride to the tow place, and I was very, very upset and angry and said, you couldn't knock on my door. I was right there. You could hear the music. Yeah. Anyway, their job is to tow cars. So I told them how, that they were bad people and that I'm about to go bring happiness to everyone with my music, and they could just sit here and steal money. Which made me feel terrible about myself later, because I'm like, these poor guys, it's just their job. Why are you being nasty to them? Anyway, and that night I did not make it to the choir rehearsal. The music director, texted me nicely saying, just take care of what happened and don't worry, we're fine, doesn't matter. And then on the way home, he had dropped off an envelope with a card and a money gift from the choir that pretty much covered what I had to pay.
Oh, wow. It's like a Christmas miracle.
Oh, no.
That story.
It was like my Hallmark moment.
It is a Hallmark movie.
It covered everything I paid for the car and left me some.
I'll tell mine after we do our next round of trivia, because I have another round of trivia. The story took a long time because I had to stop and start, so it took longer than I expected. Actually, and then if Veronica's sticking around for a while, I'll do your Zoom because because I held out yours and Terry's.
Oh, you're so sweet. I have like 10 minutes.
Oh. Well, I don't think you're going to do the trivia then, because the trivia is, if you only have 10 minutes, the trivia will take longer than that.
I promised my daughter to go get the dad. She's moving, and so I have to.
Okay, we'll start. You can do what you want, what you can of it, I guess. Everybody have their paper?
Yes.
Again, it's 15 questions.
Soon.
Huh?
I'm gonna probably be heading out soon. I'm actually at my boyfriend's house.
Yeah.
How's
everything going? Good? Oh, I'm so excited every time I see your pictures and stuff.
I mean, I got a promise ring.
Oh,
yay!
Oh,
he got me the Claire's ring from the book, and it has the engraving in it too.
Oh,
I love it. Oh, I love it.
That's so
And you
sweet.
look beautiful, by the way.
Thanks.
You do. Look at her smile. She looks so happy.
She's radiant.
Yes, she is.
Now that you're happy, are you going to be kinder to Percy?
No, I miss those days. I miss those days. Okay, so you all have your paper.
Yes.
If you guys need to leave whenever you need to leave, that's fine. That's why I'm trying to always have. Oh, we get Carrie's here! Yay! I tried to have things scheduled all through the time so that no matter when you came in and left, there's always something happening. That you can participate in. Huh?
I have to go for just a few minutes, and I'm going to be back in about 15 minutes, I think.
Okay.
I got to run to the door and check on the 98-year-old neighbor to make sure. We just got a big snowstorm.
Okay.
I can't see it.
Hey, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
You're just in time for round 2 of the trivia.
Uh-oh.
They are like a little tough, but they're meant to be so that it's just not, a waste of time.
You're always tough.
I know.
She is.
Because I know how smart my girls are. That's why.
How we like you, tough.
So these are half of them, well, not half. 3 of them are history, culture type questions, and the rest are Outlander related questions. All the Outlander questions are based on book unless otherwise noted. Okay?
Yep.
So just so you're aware.
What are we supposed to do with our answers? We just write them down?
Just write them down, and then afterwards I go over them and we'll see how many, the stuff that has like 2 parts, is two points. If I say this is a 2-part answer, Okay. So the first one's history and culture. According to popular legend, why are candy canes shaped as they are?
Seriously.
What do they represent or whatever? So number 2. This is an outlander question. In Fiery Cross, who was required to hide during the first foot to prevent bad luck and why?
And again,
can you read it one more time?
Fiery Cross, who was required to hide during the first footing to prevent bad luck for the ridge and why?
No idea.
First footing?
The first foot?
The first footing when someone goes around at when the New Year strikes, like someone goes around, brings salt and whatever to the different houses. But certain things, are bad and certain things are good, and certain person had to hide for a certain reason because he would have been bad luck, or they would have been bad luck, I should say. I don't want to give the sex away. I think now, right?
Okay.
What are your options?
Don't give it away. Okay, history and culture. In the song Winter Wonderland, what do we call the snowman?
Frosty.
Winter Wonderland, the song Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
I'm singing it.
I finally know one of them. Yay, I'm so excited.
Oh, I know this.
Okay. This is an outlander question. What story did Frank and Claire always read to Brianna a bit each night as a regular ritual during the week before Christmas?
Finally, I got one.
Number 5. What was the date when Jamie and Claire arrived at the Abbey of Saint Anne de Beaupré? However you say it. Beaupré? Okay. In France to recover from his ordeal with BJR at Wentworth.
One more time, please.
What was the date when Jamie and Claire arrived at the Abbey of Saint Anne du Beaupré in France to recover from his ordeal with BJR at Wentworth?
1940.
Need the year.
Well, the year is 1743.
Oh, okay. 3. Oh, 1745.
No, 1743. This was when the Wentworth thing happened at the end of Outlander.
Not my dog.
Not mine.
In drums, this is number 6. In drums, how many women did Roger kiss on Christmas Eve Day, December 24th, 1969?
No idea.
We just did this.
Women.
Yep.
Say it one more time.
In drums, how many women did Roger kiss on Christmas Eve, the day of Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1969? And special bonus, who were they? But you should know that. Or who did he kiss? I should say. Number
This is
7.
six? This is 6, right? Yeah.
This is
yes.
Now we're on 7. The next one that I'm doing is 7. In the last chapter of The Scottish Prisoner, what holiday item do we hear about young Willie riding on top of?
What?
In the last chapter of Scottish Prisoner, what holiday item do we hear about young William riding on the top of? In Echo, while William was writing to his father on Christmas Eve, what natural wonder did he witness at 10:30 p.m. and describe in his letter? In Echo, while William was writing to his father on Christmas Eve, what natural wonder did he witness at 10:30 p.m. and describe in his letter?
Get down.
Okay, number 9, history and culture. What does the Peanuts gang sing at the end of A Charlie Brown Christmas?
Oh my God. I can hear the song in my head, but.
Number 10, in Echo, what did Lord John, aka Sir Gives-a-Lot, bring as a gift for Nessie when he came to see her on Christmas Eve? You see how I timed these so that you would already have the first thing. I had to. This was classic organization here. I had to I said I have to make sure I'm not giving answers for future questions. So I had to make sure I had them in the right order.
Read it again. Say that.
Read it again. In Echo, what did Lord John, aka Sir Gives-a-Lot, bring as a gift for Nessie when he came to see her on Christmas Eve? Number 11. Now this is a little bit tough. In Bees, what special item did Jamie bring Claire from Salisbury that brought visions of Christmas cookies and eggnog to her mind?
I think I know.
In which book?
Bees. What special item did Jamie bring Claire from Salisbury that brought visions of Christmas cookies and eggnog to her mind?
I know that one.
Yeah. I guess it wasn't tough because I said what it brought to her mind, so that should help you.
Angela, I didn't hear it. Everything froze.
I'm sorry. Okay, so in
11, right?
number 11, in Bees, what special item did Jamie bring Claire from Salisbury that brought visions of Christmas cookies and eggnog to her mind? Number 12, also in Bees. Actually, I got 3 Bees questions. I should have broke these up. Who told John that he looked like Father Christmas when seeing his beard? Who told John that he looked like Father Christmas when seeing his beard? You didn't think there was this many Christmassy questions in books, did you? I did some major research here trying to go over these questions.
I guess.
Also in Bees, number 13, what real historical person did William think resembled a holiday nutcracker when he saw him? As a real historical figure, William thinks that he thought he resembled a holiday nutcracker when he saw him. Referred to him as that several times in the whole scene. And what number 14, Voyager, I think it would be in. I didn't put it here, but that's what's in. What was Lollybrock celebrating when Jamie was reacquainted with Leary after Hellwater?
I know that one.
I tried to mix it up. And 15, last question for this round. In Echo, why was John initially alarmed when he entered Argus' house home, just before the break of dawn on Christmas morning?
Say that one again.
Yeah. In Echo, why was John initially alarmed when he entered Argus' house, which is Hal's home, just before the break of dawn on Christmas morning?
I was afraid of the dog.
All right. So let's do our answers. Okay. According to popular legend, why are candy canes shaped as they are?
Shepherd's hook.
Shepherd's crook.
Shepherd's staff.
Shepherd's staff to remember the shepherds that came to visit baby Jesus. Number 2.
It was Jamie.
Huh?
I think it was Jamie who had to hide because he's a redhead.
Yep.
Yes, Jamie.
That's what I thought, a redhead.
Who was required to hide during the first split to prevent fatal luck, and why? Jamie, because of his red hair. In the song Winter Wonderland, what do we call the snowman?
Parson
Brown.
Parson Brown.
Oh, Parson Brown. Yeah.
Parson Brown?
What story did Frank and Claire always read to Brianna on a bit each night as a regular ritual during the week before Christmas?
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. Yes.
That one.
Number 5. What was the date when Jamie and Claire arrived at the Abbey in France to recover from his ordeal with B.J. Art Wentworth?
You said it was 1743.
It is 1743.
Was it February 14th?
Huh?
February 14th?
No, she wasn't even there yet then. She only came in April.
I'm going to say Christmas.
Whatever.
Right.
It was the day after Christmas, December 26th.
I almost put that.
I put Christmas.
In drums, how many women did Roger kiss on Christmas Eve?
Two.
And they were?
Fiona and Brianna.
Fiona and Brianna, right.
Oh,
in the last,
at one point,
in the last chapter of The Scottish Prisoner, what holiday item do we hear about young Willie riding on top of?
Yule log.
The Yule log.
Yes. Oh. Okay.
All right. In Echo, while William was writing to his father on Christmas Eve, what natural wonder did he witness at 10:30 p.m. and describe in his letter?
The
Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. Yep. Number 9. What does the Peanuts gang sing at the end of Charlie Brown Christmas?
Hark the
Herald Angels Sing.
Yeah.
Oh. Number 10. In Echo, what did Lord John, a.k.a. Sir Gips-a-Lot, bring as a gift for Nessie when he came to see her on Christmas Eve?
It was chocolate candy. Was it chocolate plums?
It was like candy that was like
something covered with chocolate.
It was a box of sugar plums.
Sugar plums. That's what I wrote. Sugar plums.
A box of sugar plums.
I really think
Roddy teeth.
Right, she had like no teeth left.
Yeah, remember she was like talking. He's like, "Don't talk with your mouth full, dear."
I remember with candy. I can't remember what kind.
What was the candy covered violets?
Huh?
What was the candy covered violets?
That was something else.
Yeah, see, I thought it was violet candies as well. That's what I wrote.
Yeah. Okay.
11. In Bees, what special item did Jamie bring Claire from Salisbury that brought visions of Christmas cookies and eggnog to her mind?
Nutmeg.
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 I got that one.
No. Damn.
In Bees, who told John that he looked like Father Christmas when seeing his beard?
Percy, right?
Percy.
Yeah.
In Bees, what historical person did William think resembled a holiday nutcracker?
The Polish general? I can't think of his name.
No.
Pulaski.
No.
Simon Fraser?
Hames Solomon.
Oh, right.
What was Lollybrock celebrating when Jamie was reacquainted with Leary after Hellwater? Yes. And lastly, in Echo, why was John initially alarmed when he entered Argus' Hal's home just before the break of dawn on Christmas morning?
Because
Hal was ill.
Hal was sick.
Yeah, he saw the doctor's coach parked out.
Oh, the dog.
They're the worst.
Right.
All right, so how does everybody do? Anybody get over 10?
No.
7. 7 for Claudine. Anybody get more than 7?
I did.
I got 9.
I got 9.
9 for Janine.
Yeah. I got 9.
I got 7.
I got 7.
That's 6. Okay, so who got 9?
I did.
Chelsea and Chelsea.
Chelsea and who else?
Janine.
That's awesome.
Oh, I got 8. 8.
All right. We have one more round that we're going to do near the very end.
I'm going to run.
All right. Well, let me do your thing first there.
Oh, the Mad Lib?
Yes. I'll do it real quick.
Okay.
In November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John, a bit scrambled but achy. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Fraser's door that week to jump them to the outhouse. For Jamie, the most treasured basket he could ever smush. No, for Jamie, it was the most treasured basket he could ever smush. Everyone he bruised, his third cousin, his in-laws, siblings, sister, and dearest friends were together in the crowd he shot. His big toe was so tremendous that he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her stocking. Everyone had finished the tree, and the children were in the kitchen figuring out, or spinning more like it by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a voluptuous Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All fingertips turned, eyebrows raised, all except Bobby Higgins and Lord Voldemort, who bent their teeth and scribbled. So this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with contentment. Oh, aye. And what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to sprint the Yule log and burn the turtle soup with a wheat?
Angela, you've got people waiting in the waiting room.
Okay, great. I got one.
Hey, Terry. Hi, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to sprint the Yule log and burn the turtle soup with a wee cubby levy in it? Jamie asked. We can have those things, plus Hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with coups of nettles and ivy? Deviled eggs and sugar plums for the cattle? Asked Mother Hildegard. Well, your fence is sexier, Brianna answered. Mother Hildegard quirked a brow. Sexier? I am quite fast in this decade. And I assure you, I do not feel robust in the slightest, cutie pie, he replied. Roger climbed his hip to hide a smack. Brianna sighed and punched her ribs. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of an awkward deal. It's filled with lots of shy words that aren't done now. I mean, here, it's a cool time. And I know Jane Eyre and Peter Pan would love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before we broke back here. I am sure we can carry whatever you wish, Dad, Marcelly said. We certainly would not want to drop them. Superbly Mickey Mouse, he said with a broad smile. Aye, the tiny wee bowl doesn't worry it a bit when the barn points to throttle her outlooks, Jamie added, and they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our stars, Ian? Well, we could sprint in a Christmas rock to hide with the average crackers, strings of crackers, dried banana slices, sour M&Ms, fallen in colored pitchers. Oh, and maybe we can make chocolate and nuts and hold them on the clock. Wouldn't that be easy to do? Am I right, Mama? Certainly. Sea salt, spice oil, and Stephen's your cousin. I think it's a fabulous idea, darling, she said, smiling. So that's Veronica's. And since Terry is here, I'll read hers.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the real thing. Okay. All right, you guys, gotta run.
Bye, Veronica.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, Veronica.
Terry's is
Happy Hanukkah.
In November, the rescue team returned to the ridge with Lord John, a bit shocked but brawny. He would stay until spring to recover, and so would William. The whole ridge celebrated their return, and each tenant appeared at the Fraser store that first week to walk them to church. For Jamie, it was the most treasured fork he could ever bake. Everyone he worried, his grandmother, uncles, cousins, sister, dearest friends, were together in the crowd he played. His toe was so flimsy that he thought it would burst. It was 3 weeks before Christmas when Brianna made her broom. Everyone had finished table, and the children were at the beach digging or running, more like by the sound of it, when Brianna announced that she wanted to celebrate a bumpy Christmas at Fraser's Ridge this year. All lips turned, knees raised. What the hell were they waiting for? All except Jamie and Ian, who bent their elbows and skied. Ah, so this must be something from their time. Jamie looked at her with bewilderment. Oh, and what do you mean by that, lass? Do you want to throw the Yule log and cook a charcuterie board with a weak heavy levy in it? Jamie asked. We can have those things plus hogmanay to bring in the new year. Well, we can do those things too, Brianna said. Do you desire a celebration with pants of cactus and ivy, a fruit cake, and sugar plums for the presents? Asked Roger. Well, you're sleeping dumber, Brianna answered. Roger quirked a brow. Dumber? I am quite skinny at the hour. And I assure you I do not feel tall in the slightest, honey bunny, he replied. Roger biked his nose to hide a jab. Brianna sighed and skated her shoulders. I mean, where I come from, Christmas is more of a flaky deal. It's filled with lots of smelly ideas that aren't done now. I mean, here, it's a chilly time. And I know Claire and Brianna would love to have that kind of celebration. It's what they were used to before we needed back here. I am sure we can bathe whatever you wish, grandmother, Lord John said. We certainly would not eat to drink them, barely how, he said with a broad smile. Aye, the homely wee couch doesn't smile a bit when the grocery store runs to travel her celebration, Jamie added, and they all laughed. So what is it you want to add to our teachings, Anian? Well, we could crawl in a Christmas tree to look with small chickens, strings of pretzels, dried banana slices, sour candy canes, and colored tables. Oh, and maybe we can make gingerbread cookies and swim them on the candle. That should be easy to do. Am I right, Mama? Certainly. Butter, burnt oil, and Samuel Jernese. I think it's a furry idea, darling, Claire said, smiling. So that's all of our Mad Libs. Thanks, everybody, for that participated in it. I really appreciate. Terry. Yeah. And those that were newer coming in that weren't here before, did any of you come with an idea of a Christmas or a holiday memory that you want to share? That you want to share with the class?
I'll share. And also, I first also wanted to say thank you for all of your cards. Oh my God, they're so fun. And I'm not a like sticker on my laptop person. My kids have their laptops and their water bottles like covered with stickers, but some of your stickers were so good that I just had to stick them on my laptop.
Oh, awesome.
And thank you guys all for your thoughts and the wonderful package I had waiting for me when I got back from my mom's funeral. It's just been really wonderful. So thank you so much.
Yes, Laura was a recipient of one of our Hive Hugs for those that contributed to the Hive Hug Fund.
Thank you.
As was Salima and my God.
And me?
Oh, Carrie, yes.
And Carrie.
We did three. So those were the three. Yes, Carrie. Sorry, Carrie. My brain just kind of so Salima, Carrie, and Laura.
It was beautiful. Thank you so much. And my holiday memory is that my dad always worked at JCPenney and he was a manager, and so he hated Christmas because his hours were horrible, and there was always like he always came home and told the story about like the drunk guy he had to throw out on Christmas Eve who hadn't bought any gifts for his family yet. And so but we would be at home decorating and like baking and wrapping and playing Christmas music. And then as soon as we saw my dad pull up, we'd be like, oh my God, Dad's home. And we had to turn off the music. Like, why your Christmas song? I mean, my dad is the funniest person and he's super fun. But it just became this funny, this joke now that you can't play Christmas.
Still that way? Even now?
He's gotten over it a little bit, yeah. But there were some, he used to come home with some really hilarious stories. And then I was late joining today because I was baking cookies that my grandmother used to make. And they're my dad's favorite, so I need to send him some.
Oh, that's nice.
Christmas.
I'll have
What are they?
I have two Christmas memories I'll share.
Okay, go ahead.
One is food. I came from an Italian family, so Christmas was just like making meatballs, making homemade raviolis and pasta and all the Christmas cookies, and everybody just gathering in and, you know, trying to keep the men out of the kitchen because they would just get in the way. And that was fun. Just like the whole family. My grandmother had 6 sisters, and they all lived. Some came down from Pennsylvania, and then others lived nearby. So everybody was there all together. And it was just really, really good. Just like big family, eating a lot of good food.
Yeah.
And then my other memory is when I realized that Santa wasn't real.
Oh.
We were staying with my grandmother because we had moved from Albany, New York to Virginia Beach. And we were looking, I guess my parents were in transition looking for a house for us all to stay at. So we were living with my grandparents, and I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I think I was about 8, maybe. No, I would have been 10. I would have been 10. And I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I saw my dad putting together the big gift that I had wanted, which was the little ballerina, if you all remember, was like a doll that was about 1 foot or 2 high. And yes, her crown, she would twirl around.
Yeah. I remember that.
And that was the big present that I'd asked for. And I saw him like taking it out of the box and putting it together. I was like, oh, Dad's Santa Claus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Angela,
How old were you?
Angela, I've got to leave now, but I really enjoyed the party.
Oh, great. Thank you for coming, Anita.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can put some faces to names and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Anita.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Bye, Anita.
Bye, Anita.
Merry Christmas, Anita.
Wow.
And hello, Janelle. I saw you. I got you squeezed in. How you doing?
Good.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
I read my Christmas story, and they all think I should have included you in the room to be with William as his girlfriend.
I mean, come on.
Anybody but Amaranthus, right?
Oh God.
No, Chelsea's shaking her head. No, I agree.
Well, I just got to that part of the Moby Book Club, and I'm just like, every time we talk about it, I'm just like, I can't. I need her to go away.
The wee hussy. The wee hussy.
Yeah.
Angela?
Yes.
I came with 2 stories. We've never done this before, right? I think I already told one. So you have to choose. Do you want to hear about my chocolate mousse story or my undershirt story?
Undershirt.
Undershirt. Okay, undershirt happened in Berlin, Germany, when I was an exchange student, when I was a junior. And I lived with this family, 7 kids, parents were doctors. Anyhow, somehow, I guess my German host sister found out, and she noticed that I didn't wear undershirts. I just wore a bra. And apparently all the German girls back in the 60s wore the bra covered with an undershirt. And they said, you're going to
a camisole.
Really? And of course, I grew up in the Philadelphia area. And okay, so it would have been weird if I showed up at Abington High School with an undershirt on. So they thought that was odd, but they put up with it. Oh well, Americans. And so on Christmas Eve, when we opened our gifts, we went in, and each of us had a pile of gifts, mostly unwrapped, and lots of books and stuff. So that everybody's watching me. I go up to my pile. It's a pile of all kinds of wonderful things. Then on the top, they draped a ribbed, lace-trimmed undershirt. So that was my top gift.
It was a camisole. It was a camisole.
Yeah, but we didn't wear camisoles then either.
No, we didn't, but they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you had no choice then.
Yeah. They weren't. I always think of a camisole that was kind of loose and short.
Yeah.
This was fitted.
Yeah. My mom was German, and
Did you wear undershirts?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And you're going to get a cold if you don't wear one. And
they always have a window open too.
Wow. So are they like wife beater undershirts, or
they're white, like a man's kind of?
Kind of, except they were decorated with lace.
I didn't have any lace.
I mean, this was pretty fancy.
Funny. Yeah.
But it didn't have camisole straps. It had a wide strap.
No, mine had sleeve. I mean, it was short sleeve.
Oh wow.
Oh,
undershirt.
No.
Yeah, it was an undershirt.
Anyway.
Not my dog.
I wonder what happened to it. I would have kept it. I had it.
So I'll tell you my story. It's a little saucy.
We'd expect nothing less.
This is a New Year's story, and it was when Tom and I were dating. We were, pretty like somewhat almost engaged or whatever, so we were very regular dating, and And he was staying at my house because he lived down the shore and he didn't live like right around the corner. So he was staying at my house for the holidays. And we went out to the bar. We won first place. We cross-dressed, he dressed as a woman, I dressed as a man. And we won first place in the thing, but in the process, Tom got completely sloshed. I mean, completely sloshed, in his little dress, completely sloshed. And my girlfriend had this guy that was giving her trouble and left her stranded on the side of the road.
Oh no.
So I drove my husband home, at the time my boyfriend, drove him home, completely sloshed. My mom was there. She's like, what the hell? And my mom, I said, and he just was totally out of it. I said, I got to go get Alicia. I said, the guy she was with just left her on the side of the road. I got to go get her. And so I went back to pick her up. When I came back, Tom was in bed, undressed, tucked in, asleep, right? And I said, oh, he's bed. She's like, yeah, I got him to bed, whatever. We wake up in the morning and Tom's like looking at himself, undressed except for like his like undies or his like whatever he had on. And he's sitting there going, how did I get here? And he says, how did I get like this? Did you put me in bed and undress me like this? And I said, no, my mom did. And he goes, your mom did? But she goes, wow, you were out of it. I have to get you to bed. And so he goes, I feel so violated, Mom. So it was really funny. And he always teases her about it now. She took advantage of me. And so it's like an ongoing running joke, And she's like, oh, I didn't do nothing but tuck you in the bed and get you, And he's like, I still feel violated. And he's like being joking with her. It was really funny. So that was my funny story.
So sloshed.
Yeah.
Never do that again.
He's like, did you get a thrill, Mom? She's like,
well, I can hear Tom saying that.
Silly.
Friends, I have to go. My kids are coming for dinner.
All right. Did my Eagles win?
Fun. I'm sorry?
Did my Eagles win?
Oh, yeah. Yes. 25-20.
Yeah, right.
What are we now? 14
and the beat rolls on.
Yep. Okay. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas fun. Bye. Even though I lost the trivia. Bye-bye.
Who won the trivia?
We have one more round to do.
Oh, not me.
I want to do another one of those little questions.
I just want to say real quick.
What is the worst gift you ever received?
Oh, for Christmas specifically?
Yeah.
Because I got some real shitty presents for my wedding that I could mention. But
Tim's never been a really good gift giver. But I mean, he's gotten better. He learned to read lists. This is actually really funny. The first year that we were together, we weren't married yet, but we were celebrating. We had moved to Livermore, where we are now. His mom still lived in Santa Rosa. So we drove out to Santa Rosa and we decided we're going to one gift each. And so he picked one for me and I picked one for him. So we get to the house and he got me a black negligee that I opened at his mother's house.
Oh. Oh.
It wasn't so much it was a bad gift, it was just a bad time.
Bad time.
Yeah.
Bad time.
Wow. It was funny. And actually that same year, Tim's mom got us a fire escape ladder for Christmas. So I'd call that kind of a bad gift.
Yeah, that's a very weird gift.
That's a strange gift.
That is a very strange gift. Carrie, you're off video. Did you know that?
Yes, I know that. I had to go get something for my story. So I'll be ready in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So
she has visual aids.
Right? So
show us.
Let's see. The year that my mom and dad separated, we were doing our first go to your dad's for Christmas and then go to your mom's for Christmas. And my dad is a notoriously terrible gift giver, like terrible. On him and my mom's first Christmas, he got her a can of Fix-A-Flat. Cause
a can of what?
Fix a flat.
You know, like if you have a flat tire. So he's a notoriously terrible gift giver. He's very practical, and he also thinks he's being funny when he's not. And so, you know, a few weeks before, he was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" So I sent him some ideas. I was like, "Oh, I'd like camera accessories and all kinds of stuff," because I was in my photography phase. And so I had gotten a new camera on Black Friday and everything. He had all the information. We get to his house. He's like, "Okay, here's your Christmas present." And I unwrapped it. And it's what looked like a really fantastic camera lens. And I was super excited. And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." And he just gets this look on it, like this panicked look on his face. It was a effing coffee mug.
No.
Like a camera lens. Yeah.
I got one of these.
What, that looks like a camera lens?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so it was yeah.
mean.
And so, you know, we're not on the best terms anyway because of everything that's just transpired like a couple of months previously.
Right.
And so I had the worst reaction. I was like, "Cool." And like just set it aside. And my brother was like, "Chels." I'm like, "That's the worst gift I've ever received."
Brick gift.
Oh, anyway, that's my story.
Did you ever use the mug?
No, I never used the mug.
Just out of spite, right? No, I'm boycotting that mug.
Well, yeah.
Carrie, what is your gift there? What is your story, Carrie?
Okay. I'm sure you recall, those of you who are my age, in the 60s, the big movie star was Julie Christie in Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago.
Okay. So one Christmas, my father gave my mother a fur fox hat. And my mother got mad and said, "I don't want that, take it back." Okay. So he was a little discouraged, but every year my father wrapped up that damn hat and gave it to her.
Oh. Would he forget that he did? Did he forget?
Oh, he didn't forget it.
No, he just never took it back.
He never took it back.
He wanted her to accept it. So this past Christmas, my sister gave me a present, which I do not want, and she does not want. I will show it to you.
The hat!
Oh my God.
It's the damn fox hat.
Oh my gosh.
God, how funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wow,
Oh,
that's great. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
I'm on a little bit.
Hi, Phyllis.
Oh, I like your little hat. Is that a gift?
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
gift.
Oh,
One
cute.
year our youth group did a Grinch Christmas. So this was from my Grinch outfit.
It's cute.
It is.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Okay, I have one last round of trivia. You guys ready for that?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
I'm batting 1,000 here.
Okay. Can you believe that we're like whizzing right through this whole party here?
What did we do? Just say the answer out loud?
No, you write them down and then
Write it down.
On the chat?
No, on a piece
No,
of
on
paper.
your paper.
Oh, I don't have anything. Whoops.
Oh,
go get
I have an envelope and a pencil.
Okay.
That works.
I'm using my Google Docs on my computer.
Well, that's a good idea.
Well, that tells you how old she is.
I'm using paper just because I wanted to have my screen free. So,
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, our first question is a history culture question. What country banned and punished celebrations of Christmas or Yule, not recognizing it as a public holiday until 1958?
Holy moly.
What country?
1958.
Wow.
Yeah. What country banned and punished celebrations of Christmas or Yule, not recognizing it as a public holiday until 1958.
I could make a good guess.
And it for 400 years, actually. And it for 400 years.
What?
How many? What'd you just
400. 400 years.
They did that for 400 years?
Well, it was technically not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like your celebrations had to be hidden and stuff, or else you could have punishment.
Okay.
Always winter, never Christmas.
Number two is an Outlander question. In Fiery Cross, what was the Hogmanay tradition of peeling an apple and throwing it behind you supposed to indicate?
Peeling an apple and throwing it behind you?
Yeah, like with the apple and one peel, and then you throw it behind you.
Oh boy.
They did it in Fiery Cross.
I actually remember that.
I remember the first foot, but I don't remember that.
Number 3, in Echo, what did John do on Christmas 1776 after he visited his brother?
Say that one more time, please.
In Echo, what did John do on Christmas 1776? Like, basically, where did he go, I should say. And 1776 after the visit with his brother.
And it was at Christmas time?
Yeah, it was on Christmas Day.
Oh.
This was the day after the Nessie thing. Just to put it in time frame for you. You know, we've been talking about that whole thing through these trivia things.
Okay.
Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree? If you listen to my story, I kind of give you a hint on this one.
Oh, wait, I just read about this the other day.
So, what country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree? Outlander question. In what city did the Frasers spend Christmas in 1778? In what city did the Frasers spend Christmas in 1778?
Okay.
In A Breath of Snow and Ashes, this is number 6. Who did Bree describe as having the wide-eyed look of a boy on Christmas morning when she gave him a whistle she had carved?
You say that one more time?
Yes. In A Breath of Snow and Ashes, who did Bree describe as having, quote, the wide-eyed look of a boy on Christmas morning when she gave him a whistle that she had carved? Number 7, this is from Drums. When they were stranded on the mountain, how did Jamie respond when Claire said she was going to tell him a Christmas story about a miser named Ebenezer Scrooge? What was his response?
Oh, we just read that.
Well, yeah, we haven't covered it yet, but it's coming up. Yep.
Oh, maybe I read ahead.
You read ahead. That's okay.
Just read it.
I won't break. We're on break for the thing, so. Number 8. When Jamie and Claire were stranded on the mountain in Drums, Claire begins to recite a Christmas carol, and her mind drifts to a snowy night stranded in the snow with Frank. Where were they headed? And for a bonus point, what was the make of the car they were driving that stalled?
Oh, dear God.
Oh, my God. That's why it's a bonus point.
Oh. I don't even get the regular ones. I have
no idea. Oh my gosh.
Where were they headed? And what was the make of the car? I don't need the year per se, but like basically the make, you know.
Like the car make. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like manufacturer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And number 9, in Drums, what were Jamie and Claire doing when Ian and his Indian friends found them on the mountain?
Yeah. What else were they doing? What they always do.
Yeah. Number 10, in Moby, which feast day did Brianna and the children travel through the stones?
Ooh.
In Moby, which feast day did Brianna and the children travel through the stones?
Oh.
Number 11. This is a two-part answer, 2 points. In season 3 of the TV show, so this is a TV show question, what gift did Brianna give Claire for Christmas, and what was its personal significance?
Oh.
On the TV show in season 3, what gift did Brianna give Claire for Christmas, and what was its personal significance? So that's 2 parts, gift and significance.
I think I'm in the wrong book club.
I feel bad. They've been like this the whole time. They all been like yelling at me. Number 12, in Echo, why did Rachel feel guilty after eating Christmas dinner at Mercy Woodcock's house? Why did Rachel feel guilty after eating Christmas dinner at Mercy Woodcock's house? Number 13 is a history and culture question. What author wrote, "Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more"? Wrote that line.
What author wrote that?
The author.
The author. That's hard.
Who wrote, "Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more"?
I think I know that one.
Okay. Number 14. This is a 2-part question as well. When Dottie surprised Denny in Philadelphia on Christmas night, what kind of cloak was she wearing over what kind of dress? So that's 2 parts. What kind of cloak was it made out of, and what kind of dress? And last question in Fiery Cross, what qualifications made Roger the best choice to be the first foot for the ridge to bring the best luck?
One more time on that last question.
In Fiery Cross, what qualifications, it was like a 3-thing thing. What qualifications made Roger the best choice to be the first foot for the ridge to bring them the best luck?
So there were 3 things?
Well, it's like a thing you would describe a guy, as. But it doesn't, just as you get the general gist, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so answers. What country banned and punished celebrations of Christmas or Yule, not recognizing it as a public holiday until 1958?
Saudi Arabia?
China?
Russia.
Scotland.
Russia?
Scotland. Scotland.
Wow.
What? Yep. Thanks to John Knox, the Scrooge that he was.
Hey, there's a
They would actually at one point were getting severe punishments if you were found to be celebrating Yule or Christ Mass in any
No wonder
way.
Jamie didn't know anything about it.
Wow.
For 400 years.
Yep. Didn't become a holiday, a recognized holiday until 1958.
Wow.
And number 2, in Fiery Cross, what was the Hogmanay tradition of peeling an apple and throwing it behind you supposed to indicate?
The first initial of the person you were supposed to marry.
That's correct. Chelsea, ding, ding. Sticking, you still got it, girl. You still got it. You would throw it, and whatever shape the peel looked like would indicate who you would marry.
Oh.
In Echo, what did John do on Christmas 1776 after his visit with his brother?
I said he boarded a ship for America.
I thought he went to France.
Almost.
I think he went to Gentleman's Beefsteak.
For France. Boarded a ship for France. That's when he had his little situation with Ben Franklin.
I should have just said boarded a ship, and I would have done it right.
Oh, yes, he did.
Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree?
Germany.
Germany.
Yay, got one right.
Number 5. In what city did the Frasers spend Christmas in 1770?
Savannah.
Yep.
I got one.
First one I got right. Yeah.
In A Breath of Snow and Ashes, who did Bree describe as having the wide-eyed look of a boy on Christmas morning when she gave him the whistle she had carved?
Ian?
It was Josiah or Kezzy.
Josiah Beardsley.
Josiah.
Josiah Beardsley. She said he probably never received a toy in his life.
Oh.
When they were stranded on the mountain, how did Jamie respond when Claire said she was going to tell him a Christmas story about a miser named Ebenezer Scrooge.
He's an Englishman?
An Englishman, I dare say. Yep, an Englishman, I dare say. I love that line. And she's like, yes, be quiet. When Jamie and Claire were stranded on the mountain in Drums, Claire begins to recite a Christmas carol, and her mind drifts to a snowy night stranded in the snow with Frank. Where were they headed? And for a bonus point, what make of car were they driving?
They were going to Frank's relatives.
Yes, an elderly relative in upstate New York. Is the part.
And was it an Oldsmobile?
Wow.
Did I get that right? I just guessed Oldsmobile. It sounded like a Frank kind of car.
That's excellent. I didn't think anybody would get that. That's awesome. In Drums, what were Jamie and Claire doing when Ian and his friends found them on the mountain?
Each other.
Having sex.
I put, at one point, I put keeping warm. Wink, wink.
But can huh? What'd you put?
I put keeping warm. Wink, wink.
That's one way of saying it.
Making friction.
He might be flat on his back, but he can still get it up.
That's right.
Okay. In Moby, which feast day did Brianna and the children travel through the stones?
Summer solstice?
Well, not summer solstice.
Winter solstice.
Winter solstice.
Darn it.
Darn it.
Winter solstice.
I almost put that.
December 21st. Okay, next one's a two-part answer. In season 3 of the TV show, what gift did Brianna give Claire for Christmas, and what was its personal significance?
Her birthstone to travel with.
Yeah. What kind is it?
A topaz.
A topaz necklace, and the significance is it's Bree's birthstone.
Yes.
In Echo, why did Rachel feel guilty after eating Christmas dinner at Mercy's house?
She felt about all the soldiers at Valley Forge.
Well, she felt guilty about gluttony, but I was looking for something else. But
she ate too much.
She said that she felt bad because of the poor Christmas the starving soldiers that they left at Valley Forge would be having compared to their wonderful meal.
Oh.
Who wrote "Christmas doesn't come from a store? Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more"?
Dr.
Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. Hence my hat.
Yeah.
So what was if the number 12 he put gluttony, was that correct or not?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's just for fun, but yeah, I was looking for like her guilt over leaving the soldiers. You know.
Sorry, I got interrupted right then. I didn't.
That's okay. When Donnie surprised Denny in Philadelphia on Christmas night, what kind of cloak was she wearing, and over what type of dress?
A rabbit cloak?
No.
Fox? Was it Fox?
No. Ermine.
Oh.
Fur of royalty. Over what kind of dress?
Gray sack dress.
A sack dress.
Yeah.
Dress that looked like a sack. A gray shaped sack dress.
It was simple.
Gunny sack.
She was trying to be plain.
All right, last question. In Fiery Cross, what qualifications made Roger the best choice to be the first foot for the ridge to bring the best luck?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
He was the most tall, dark, and handsome man on the ridge. That's right, people. I had to end with Roger, with some Roger love.
Yeah, Roger.
So
that was fun.
Huh? That was fun? I'm glad. Oh, okay. Claudine's internet failed.
Oh.
All right. So I am going. Oh, wait a minute. Claudine's in. Hold on. Here she is. I will post that story, but I do want to leave with one more little video toast to everyone. And so if you want, get your drink. I'll put on the toast. And then when I come back, we'll drink for the Christmas and the New Year, and that you all have a blessed time. I hope you guys had a good time here today. Okay, so I've stopped my share music. I'm getting the hang of this thing. Everybody got their drink ready?
Yep.
I got my coffee and Bailey.
We'll just make believe.
I'm making believe.
Water. It's too early.
My leg
This one is called a toast to the Daft Days. And the Daft Days in Scotland are the days, 12 days of Christmas, basically, between Christmas Eve and the Monday after New Year's or whatever it is. So it's the 12 days of Christmas, basically. And so that they call that the daft days because I guess people are Looney Tunes during that time. So this is a girl, her name is Miss Honey Penny, and she is doing a toast, a Scottish toast to the daft days. So and I hope you enjoy. I thought it was great.
All right, lads, lang syne no see. It's hardly been a year. Jeez, oh, it's almost Christmas time. That's giving me the fear. Between Christmas Day and Hogmanay, for those who dinna ken, while once were cried the daft days will shin be coming ben. And though this time is awfully braw, I really must confess, I have to take a moment to divert my wee address. To those who have to work a shift, to those at home alone, to those who'll open presents and eat turkey through the phone, to those who're biding far awa fra where they'd rather be, know that love's comprised of more than what's in a blaw tree. The nights are fairly drawing in, and shin afore ye ken, we'll charge your glasses, toast the bells, sing Auld Lang Syne again. We'll coorie doon, despite the cod, for a bosie and a kiss. We'll haud the ones we ca our ain, and think on those we miss. A toast to all the quines and loons, the lassies and the lads, to nannies, papas, bairns and wains, to mammies and to dads. I pray you find all that you seek, and peace begets your soul. Come winter time, may your lum reek with somebody else's coal.
There you go.
All right,
everyone. Oh, that was adorable.
She is
Cool.
cute. I follow her on TikTok. She has a Scots word of the day.
Love her.
Oh,
wasn't that great?
Yeah.
Great.
Lunch, everyone.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Hi, everybody.
I still have my
turn off my video because I'm getting dressed.
I have one.
Much love all. Thanks for coming. I will be posting the story and I'll also be posting this video if you guys want to come back.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Okay. If everybody knows what they meant. Much love. Thanks for coming and have
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Support all year.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Angela. Bye.
Yes, bye.
Feel better, Janine.
Thank you.
Get better.